It is. It is.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
I have a bunch of people in here.
I just adjusted my mic settings. Let me know if that's any better.
That's better. There's less of an echo for sure.
All right.
It wasn't even echo. It just sounds super loud. It was like loud as shit.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know.
What type of mug that is, Nate? What type of mug that is?
Bro, it's just a regular ass mug, bro. Good things ahead.
But hey, you right. Good things are ahead. Your boy just won 1,000 after winning 700 last week. Your boy just won 1,000 on the parlays.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Rasheed Rice. Let's go.
And today's been a crazy day. The Bucks beat the Lions. The Cowboys went down whimpering. Like,
bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Cowboys fans in the chat, stop playing with the Saints. Y'all trying to say we was worst team in the league.
I wasn't even late.
Who that?
That shit funny.
I'm telling people, bro, they better listen, bro. Baker Mayfield, bro, he found his team, bro. He be cooking.
Yeah, I know that.
He really
he's
did.
killing
He
it.
really did.
He's killing it.
And Jared Goff was playing like a bomb today. Like, I don't know what was wrong with him. He should have had way more interceptions than he did. Dude, threw the ball 55 times, Jay. Jared Goff threw the ball 55 times.
That's a lot.
All right, ladies and gents. Today is open mic night, so we will be sending the link to the chat in a minute to allow people to join to discuss the topic that we have for today. We're going to be discussing the biggest matches, and we'll do the best matches of each decade. If it's a little too old school for some people, then we could probably just stick it in the modern era for most people who may not know too much about some of the old school stuff.
That's not fair.
We know.
Well,
Talk about your favorite Bruno match. There you go.
I'll go quickly. 70s. Bruno versus Koloff. That's all you get out of me. Bro.
There's that man.
I don't think he was doing wrestling in the 70s anymore. You think he was retired by then?
No, he won. No, Koloff beat him in 71. He beat him in 71.
Oh, okay. He's barely retired. He was hanging on by.
Bruno was still doing matches in the 90s, I'm fairly sure. He was.
He was. He was in the Royal Rumble. He was in the Royal Rumble. One of those Royal Rumble.
What year?
Was he really?
90-something.
Yeah, he's like in 89, 90, 91, something like that.
What the? I gotta rewatch these.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Mo.
I know
You're
it's
the
used to
same
wrestle
age
too.
as me, so I genuinely want to know, like, did you on the WWE Network just go back and like, you know what? For like a year, I'm just gonna watch.
I've watched a lot, like maybe too much, nigga.
That's the thing. I'm sort of offended because now G's implying that I grew up in the Bruno Sammartino era. I was born in 1990, G. I didn't start watching wrestling until 97, so let's cool it down a little bit. I'm 34. I'm not 94. Let's chill out a little bit.
It's not too far.
Same thing, bro. Same thing.
Too far, man. Once you get to 30,
You're still on. You're still on.
Hey, Braxton, I don't know why you would do that. I'm sorry for you, gang. I'm sorry.
He benched Kamar. Oh man, I'm probably dying in fantasy.
I think.
Oh, do I play you? What did I do?
I don't know. I always thought a lot of people always went back and watched some of the old stuff. I mean, I don't know. I like to.
That's the first thing I did when the network came out.
Yeah, I went back and watched all the old stuff I could possibly watch. So
no, only time I've actually sat back and actually went and I was like, let me just rewatch everything. I went and watched NXT from its inception, like from Seth Rollins winning the inaugural championship. I've done and watched all of that. I did go back and went through all of that. So like, I got to relive the Finn Balor when he first got there, the Shinsuke, Bobby Roode, Drew Max, all that stuff. I went back for like, and it took me like 3-4 months. Well, at the time when I was doing it, all them episodes they had it because I watched like every episode, like so. It took me about like 3 to 4 months to actually really just lock in.
Yeah, I've gone back and watched like a lot of the stuff. As far as back I've ever gone was the 80s. Though. I've never gone back to like 70s or anything like that.
No,
I've seen a lot of stuff.
Bruno,
yeah, like I've seen like Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, and all that stuff. But I'm not going back to the 70s to watch.
The 70s is like the 50s to me in the NBA. I'm not watching 50s basketball.
Yeah. So 80s as far as I've gone back. So I mean, I'm not too familiar with anything past that. I mean, I know like stuff, but I've never seen. I can't tell you what happens in a match. You know what I mean? Like I can't tell you what happened.
I can tell you the moves of the call off and
bear hug. You know what I'm saying? Bear hug.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Bear hug, headlock.
I've seen the finish.
But here's the thing, and I know we got other shit to talk about today, but let me just talk for a second. So I went back and I watched, what was it the other day? I watched it was Gorgeous George versus Bruno Sammartino.
Reliving his Charlotte.
It was a 13.5-minute match, and yeah, it was a lot of bear hugs, tests of strength. I throw you across the ring. But I mean, and maybe it was just the people in the crowd, not so much the wrestlers. But I'll tell you, one thing I love about that era of wrestling is the hooks that the wrestlers were able to get into the people. Because I don't care if they were doing tests of strength and bear hugs or whatever. The people were fucking eating it up. Like every time San Martino started going down, they were, oh yeah, come on, for every fucking one of them. And then if he started coming up, they
they don't know no better. I mean, that's all they know back in that era.
That was season 1, bro.
Yeah. It's evolution.
But to say that, to just discount everything that they did back then as, you know, to say they immediately don't qualify for the top 10 just because they came first. It's kind of the opposite of the argument that I hate. I absolutely hate when people say they came first, so they're better. That's bullshit. But to say they came first, they're automatically worse is equally bullshit. I just to discount everything.
No, Will ask. I don't care. Bill Russell.
So anyway, we don't stop.
I feel you now. I get it. No, I get you.
I definitely agree with you, Jay.
You talk 20 to me.
I just want to put it out there. I just want to put it out there. We have footage of Babe Ruth, but we don't have footage of Wilt's 100-point game. Until I see it, he's a myth.
He's a myth.
Man's a loser. That's what he is.
I will say I firmly am willing to listen to conspiracy theories about the 100-point game because it is very strange.
I don't believe
there's no footage of it.
No, they got footage of everything but that. No,
there's no footage of the LeBron and Jordan game too. I don't know if y'all heard about that, but
I'm sure it wasn't because LeBron probably won. MJ was like, "Nope, delete the footage." Footage.
It was like back before Lebron came to the league or something like that, and they said he was cooking. He was cooking people out there. And there's no footage of it though. You know what I'm saying? Like the footage is nowhere to be found.
It's mysteriously disappeared.
Right. Hey, all I'm saying is MJ
LeBron getting dunked on
LeBron came in, bro. That's all I'm saying.
That never happened.
We've got Charlie Chaplin silent movies from 1919, and we don't have footage of the 100-point game. I mean,
speak on it.
Shit, they got stuff even before that, bro. They was taking like I don't remember when video footage. I don't remember when video footage was even. They first invented it.
That's why Wilt not talking.
There's literally video footage of the Titanic leaving the harbor in 1912.
Is there?
And we don't have Wilt.
I
mean, because now we got technology where they found ways to clear up the footage where they can make it like color. So they got footage of like old early 1900s, like people with like wagons like on the street, like with horses and stuff. Like
I saw the one with the kids in the snowball fight. They colorized an image of it.
Like this is like 1910. Like 1910 we're talking about.
Crazy.
Get that Wilt Chamberlain. Get that 100-point game in color, man. That's all we ask. That's all we asking.
Fuck him.
100-point game, man. Where at, bro?
Where's it at, man? Come on. Let me see a Bruno match in color. That's what I want to see.
You ain't gonna find
the one I just watched was never mind.
Wasn't it?
It was in color, yeah. It was in full color.
This is 70s, yeah.
I promise you. I feel like you guys don't know when color TV was invented. I don't want to make myself sound old. Never mind.
This made in the 60s, wasn't it?
Move on.
Yeah.
No, I mean they had color TV.
No, they had early model color TVs in the.
You never seen The Wizard of Oz, bro? That movie was in color.
Like,
it was in color.
White, but it's a
boring ass movie, but it's in color.
That came out in the 30s, bro.
Boring movie?
Yes, Wizard of Oz. Yes.
Wizard of Oz is fire.
Wiz is better.
That's fire, bro.
Wiz is better.
Tax him.
Wiz is way better. First of all.
The Wiz is just
I wish I had
black generic version of the
Wizard of Oz. It's better. It's better. More entertaining. Showed that in science class and biology class. I'm like, bro, shit.
The Wiz.
I don't know why she showed it.
All right, so we're gonna talk about some matches of the last decade. So we're gonna remember decades is 10 years, 10 years usually for each decade. So we can kind of discuss some of the old school ones if people who join in a minute are familiar with that. If not, then we can discuss and debate some of the maybe newer era, attitude era, whatever. I mean, I guess it depends how long people have been watching and how familiar people are with everything. So link has been sitting in the chat for anybody who wants to join. You must have a camera on. You must have a microphone as well. Otherwise, you will not be able to join. Those are part of the rules here. So if you want to join, the link is in the chat. Like I said, got to have a microphone, got to have a camera. Is there any best matches of the last decade? And we can include a lot of all around. It doesn't have to just be, doesn't have to be just WWE. It could be a lot of variety of different things.
Are we doing biggest or best?
We can do both.
Okay.
I mean, biggest. I mean, some matches are obviously some matches are bigger than others for sure. Like some matches are more
Speak on it.
I guess, popular, you know what I mean, as far as box office and stuff like that. And then some matches may not live up to any expectations, you know what I mean, as far as living up to that hype. Then you have matches, obviously, that are better in ring. So just because it's the biggest doesn't mean it's going to be the best either. You know what I mean? Like
the biggest of the last 10 years is also a supremely easy conversation because every big box office match that's taken place for the last 10 years has had either Roman Reigns or John Cena, and there's really, and maybe Brock Lesnar, but usually, even when it involved Brock Lesnar, it usually involved either John Cena or
Roman Reigns. Too.
So I mean, you think about Once and Twice in a Lifetime, which was that was barely 10 years ago.
That was 2012. Yeah, that was 2012. That was 2012.
But then you got Roman versus Brock and the heist of the century. You had the title unification match at WrestleMania a couple of years ago.
Well, if we're doing last 10 years of this era, I mean, you got to talk about now until 2014. So,
well, I was gonna say for me, and you could still argue it's probably the biggest because I don't like outside of Mania 40 that just happened. But I think Brock and Undertaker set motion for so much stuff that happened afterwards that people don't even realize. Like Brock Lesnar, like the way they tried to present him, if Brock Lesnar doesn't win that match, I don't know if it's a squash match at SummerSlam. I don't. Maybe they still
Super
have
Cena dies.
put over. Yeah, I don't know if Super Cena dies. I don't know if we get the Universal title run for where he basically killed.
I don't know if I would say that's one of the biggest matches because going into that Cena match, nobody knew he was going to get beat up like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I think Cena, and maybe it's because I'm taking what Cena said. Cena explained. There's no way you can have a 50-50 match with me after you just ended the streak.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and so I'm saying him ending the streak set in motion, even though some of it was bad too. But you think up until 2020 or 2019, when he finally went away, Brock Lesnar was pretty much taking that championship hostage. He was the final boss. So before Roman. So if he doesn't beat the streak, I think them couple of years look a whole lot different. Just because he doesn't.
What does that do for Roman too?
He might
doesn't have Brock.
He might win that title match. You know what I mean?
He's gonna be feuding with Triple H for 10 years. That's why.
The only problem with the Roman and Brock stuff though is that they had one good match up until the last one, but they had one match that was good at WrestleMania 31, and then everything else after that was very force-fed and rejected heavily by the fans. Even though it felt big, nobody cared enough to invest into it. Like if it was a big match on paper, but you go back and watch that WrestleMania 34 match, bro, the people they did not care, bro. They did not care at all.
But Malik, what I'm saying is though, if he doesn't beat the streak, and Undertaker's still, the guy he's still that WrestleMania streak or whatever. I'm saying there's a lot of things that don't happen afterwards. Maybe Brock Lesnar still wins the championship. I don't know. Do you think they're force feeding that feud down our throats for multiple years? I don't think so. I don't know if Brock Lesnar, even though Brock Lesnar obviously is a beast, pun intended, I don't know if he's viewed as like this ultimate final boss. Like he was the guy who beat the streak and then killed Super Cena. If he doesn't beat the streak, I don't know if he kills Super Cena. I don't know if he, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's viewed as like that Thanos level threat where like, dang, who's going to stop this guy? I don't know. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I think without that match, if he doesn't win that match, there's a lot of things that might look different. That's what's Marvel's version of that? That's the Nexus event. That's the Nexus event that led into WWE for the next 6-7 years before Roman came back from COVID.
Yeah, I mean, the streak definitely benefited Brock. They still would have pushed Brock and Roman either way, especially Roman Reigns. We already know the story about that. So
but like I'm just saying, as hard as they did, we might get different views. Maybe Seth Rollins can step out into the limelight a little more. Maybe Brock Lesnar isn't around as much, and that feud doesn't happen for as long. Maybe we don't get maybe Braun Strowman can actually be a Universal Champion because they're not trying to keep Brock for having it for 500 days. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know if that really changes much about that either, because they did have different stuff in there. Because they did the WrestleMania match, they did the cage match, and then Brock went away, and then they put Roman with Jinder Mahal, and then the Bobby Lashley stuff happened where Bobby actually beat him, and then they reversed that finish and everything.
But was it that while Brock Lesnar had the championship though?
Because
also the championship is also on the brand now, which makes that show a lot better. Like they was having main event feuds with no title involved. Like that was a really that's all I'm saying. I think
when you start the problem is when you start trying to reconstruct the timeline, things get a little bit messy. But I don't think there's any question that WWE probably looks different for the past 10 years if Brock doesn't snatch the streak, or maybe if Brock never comes back in 2012 at all. Really what it comes down to. But yeah. And then you think about big matches for the past 10 years. We've had a lot of big time matches the last 10 years. Kofi Mania at WrestleMania, the triple threat women's match that Becky ultimately won. Any handful of matches on AEW in the early days that really pushed AEW into public limelight. And we haven't even gotten into the best matches yet, which is obviously a completely different conversation. But yeah, a lot of big matches the last 10 years.
What are some big matches that you guys want to throw out there? Anybody, whoever wants to put one out there.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Are we counting NXT or no?
Yeah. NXT.
100%.
Okay, good.
NXT. I mean, I count NXT. NXT is a part of the brand, so I mean for sure. NXT got a lot of good matches too. So we talk about good.
If we're talking about the best.
Yeah, that's
NXT got it, bro.
That's all I asked.
Wait, so the conversation of best matches, that's a different convo than biggest matches?
Yeah, biggest and best are two different things. Biggest match.
Okay,
because that triple threat women's match, ultimately, I mean, it was average, maybe below average, but you can't deny how big it was for the time, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I
Bayley
feel
Sasha.
like who?
Bayley and Sasha at TakeOver Brooklyn. That's a huge match.
Yep.
Oh, that's a huge match. That's a great match.
For sure.
I feel like
women's match.
For sure.
the biggest matches over the last couple years, I mean, I think have been the Roman and Cody build-up matches, especially this one, like this year and everything, with all the build-up and everything they did. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest matches they've ever done. Obviously, the Rock and Roman matches have yet to happen, so that will take that place for this era whenever that is, happening, whenever they decide to do that match. I really like, as far as like the best matches, I really like the triple threat with Daniel Bryan, Edge, and Roman Reigns, just for the storytelling and what that match helped catapult to. Because I went in there, I thought Edge was winning that match. I fully believe Edge was winning that match. Especially after him winning the Rumble the way he did, the story they were telling with WrestleMania being 10 years to the exact day he had to retire. I'm like, all right, Edge is going to get that little last run as champion. I mean, I understand it. I was not expecting the ending that they did where he stacked both of them and then pinned them. After that, that really told me that like that's the first time I think I felt that Roman was the dude.
Roman got it, bro.
He's the guy now. Like there's no denying it. Nobody can deny it at this point. Like I don't care what people say. At that moment, I was like, that's the face of the company. That's the face of the WWE. That's the Roman Reigns we should have got some years ago right there. That guy right there, I can believe in. That's the dude right there. And of course, nobody knew he was going to go on this crazy ass run, as champion, some years later. But that one I definitely want to throw out there just because it was kind of really unexpected, at least for me. I was not expecting them to, even though Roman kind of said it in the promo, but I mean, people say a lot of things in promos all the time. And, so I didn't really expect that to kind of mean too much. And then he actually went out there and did it. So that one definitely sticks out in my mind. Anybody got so many? But we can just go to best matches, over the last 10 years. What's the best
too many.
You said 15 years?
I mean, I know since y'all was like, we can count NXT. And honestly, from these two guys, you can pick any one of their matches. But for me personally, I'm gonna pick Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, New Orleans. And the reason that I'll pick that match is because of the physicality of it. Like watching that match live when it first happened, I was uncomfortable watching that match, but uncomfortable in a good way because some of the spots that they were doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, you do hear the phrase, hit your, and I may be saying it wrong, but y'all gonna get the gist of it. Hit your enemies hard, hit your friends harder. Well, in that match, they was hitting each other.
Yeah.
Like that. And it was so odd because, I mean, this was during the time with WWE where it was a pretty dark time. It was probably the worst time, at least of the modern era. And so watching them was like, okay, yeah, these guys can really, it's like I said, it was real uncomfortable to watch, but in a good way. So that's when I thought that.
That's a good answer. Who else want to throw an answer, man?
Oh, you said last 15 years or last
10 years? 10 years.
10?
Last decade.
Last decade. Damn. You said biggest or best?
It's the best match.
Best match.
The best match of the last 10 years is WrestleMania 40. It's like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. That's the best match of the last 40 years in terms of like storytelling. When we got to the moment, we thought Cody got screwed, and then the fans, like in terms of pure emotion, all the returns is like, bro, like I don't know when the last time I felt like that as a wrestling fan, just so anxious for a match. It's like
if I remember right, that's the match that we on this podcast voted the best match of all time. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like,
Uh-huh.
Wait. Over. Quick question, because I'm glad that
past 10
that
years.
point.
That was past 10 years.
Oh, yeah, it was last 10 years. I was like, all time. Hold on.
the last
Oh
10
yeah,
years.
because I was asking how, because I've heard this take before, that match potentially being better than Shawn versus Taker 25.
It's not a better in-ring match. It's not a better in-ring match.
I don't even want to hear the argument for that.
It's not a
It's
better,
not a better
in-ring
internet
match.
match. It's a better storytelling match, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a better
for
story
sure.
overall match than the first one. The second one, though, is a little bit different. The second one had a way better story than the first one did.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's the best match. I don't know if there's a such thing as the greatest match of all time to me, because
I don't
every
either.
match,
I don't need
there's
That's cheap.
every
That's
match,
cheap.
every match is different though. Like,
That's so cheap.
how you gonna pick one match right out of every? Like,
I will. I'll pick one. HBK
should.
Taker
You did
25. That's me.
Yeah, that's my favorite
That's
match of
my-
all time, bro.
I think it's the
I was
greatest
about
match
to
of
See,
all
you
time.
say, but favorite to best is two different things. You can have a
No,
favorite
but
match.
I was
That's
about
the
to
best
say,
match
Bro,
ever.
that's-
For the
that's
longest
wrong.
time, though, it was pretty much like undisputed. Shawn
HBK
Taker was the
Taker,
best
not even
match.
well,
Yeah.
Like I
That's
wouldn't
the
say
best-
not close,
That's
but
the best.
for the longest
That's the
time,
best
that was
Yeah.
the best
Mania match.
match.
So we're talking about the best match ever, though. Like in
Yeah,
history.
period. Shawn
Yeah,
Taker.
no, for a minute it was Shawn Taker.
I
Taker.
can't.
I disagree with that.
That's
Best
Yeah,
match
me
ever.
too.
That's a good one.
Me too.
So you got
I
to
disagree
think
with
every
that.
other promotion
You-
count. We're talking ever. Like every
Yeah.
other.
So it's not that there's not a best. It just takes a lot of thinking. It just takes a lot of thinking because you gotta.
Well, it
Matches
just depends on who you are. It
outside
depends on
of
who you are and
WWE.
what you like.
Yeah, because every
Yeah.
match brings something different to the table. So every match may have a different stories,
I
different
mean,
crowds.
if you're gonna say that, then you can't say there's a best anything. That's just a cheap.
Well,
cop-out.
yeah, you can.
'Cause everything is different. Everything in
But
every
see-
aspect of everything is different. So that's just a cheap cop out. You got to pick one. Like
Well,
It's
not.
gonna
But
take
here's
thinking.
the thing, though.
That's just impossible to pick, bro. Like
Here's the
many
thing.
matches.
You're
That's like
talking
saying
we're on
about.
a debate, bro. We're on a debate. We're not gonna sit here and debate.
That's like saying what's the best song ever. That's impossible to say, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you can, and
really?
you can say that, bro. We're not gonna. If you're on a debate, you cannot say that there's no such thing as a best, bro. We got to pick one. If we're going
Well,
to sit
here's
here
the
on a
thing.
debate, panel.
Especially if we're talking about who's the greatest of all time.
But here's the
Right,
thing. We're
we-
talking
we-
about.
But that's
But
different
here's the
layer. You
thing.
can pick a GOAT, but to say the best match, every match can be different. There's different matches for everything. That's like saying the best song ever. What's the best song ever? How can you pick? There's so many good
Nail on
songs,
Moon
bro.
by Brooks and Dunn.
See,
Here's the thing,
You
though.
might
We're
everything
talking
about Sexy
about.
Red. What you
The
mean?
best movie ever, bro. There's so many movies out there, bro. So like, there's
Tommy Boy.
so many movies. Like,
But here's the thing, though. We're talking about.
Anything
We're
that's
talking
sexy,
about
but
Then you
something.
can't say there's a best anything.
Shawshank
Because
yeah,
so
that's
many-
true.
But
Hey, I
again,
can't
we're
say
talking
who's the
about
best-
something.
I can't say who's the best wrestler. There's so many wrestlers. There's so many
Again,
wrestlers
first
in your
off,
league, I can't say that.
it's. But see, here's the
and
thing.
that's
We're
a fact,
talking
too.
about.
I
There's
mean,
a lot of
Gunther's the
wrestlers
best
out there, bro.
wrestler
There's a lot
alive.
of people in that.
Gunther's the best wrestler alive.
If you
But see, the
break
thing
it down
is-
to this one aspect, like if you say who's the best just WWE wrestler ever, then you're just labeling it down to just one brand. So now you can just label, okay, not everybody's been to WWE, so you can't say like a Kenny Omega and Okada because those guys haven't wrestled for that promotion. So
Right.
that those exclude that out of the category. If you want to say who's the best hip hop artist ever, then you're excluding it to just one category. But if you want to say who's the
Right.
best something ever, you got to include everything into that aspect, and that just makes it a lot harder because everybody's going to
Way
be
too
something different.
complicated.
And then there's things for different eras. Like we talked about eras last week. Well, it depends on kind of what era you're from too. That's how people are going to view it. If you're not from the 80s, you're probably not going to pick something from the 80s compared to what it is now. So
I mean, but here's the
I mean, we all know Michael Jackson
main thing.
is the greatest star this ever. So
main thing though is when it comes to this kind
Michael
of
Jackson definitely is iconic for sure. He's up there.
When it comes to this kind of convo, and it's something that I've had a little gripe with the wrestling community with for years now. This notion that because a lot of people think this is the greatest or this person is one of the greatest, that if someone else says something that's different from that said opinion, then it's touted as, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, or that's crazy. Like when I hear people say, oh, Shawn versus Taker 25 is the best wrestling match of all time. Cool. If you think that, that's fine. But to sit here and make it seem as if there isn't any match in wrestling history that it can't come close to it, because even in WWE, there are matches that has happened that when I'm watching them, I'm like, that match is just as good as Shawn Michaels versus Taker 25. Now, for a match to be better than that match, a lot of stuff have to go right. There has to be the right wrestlers, has to be the right story, has to be the right circumstances. Like it pretty much has to be a perfect match, because 25 was basically a perfect match. But my thing is, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's a cop-out, because one, it's subjective. Two, people have different criteria on what they like and what they look for in a match, in a wrestler, in a story, in a promo, or just anything in wrestling in general. As a matter of fact, it's like this. I bet everybody on this panel right here, right now, has multiple 5-star matches for different reasons. You can have 2 or more 5-star matches, but the reason that you call those matches 5 stars are different. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, and it's the best to you. That's what we're here for. We're here to say what our best is. That's the point.
But Nate's point
that's the point.
That's the point. Oh, I can't pick a best. No.
Don't cop out.
If you can't devil's advocate?
Oh boy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Nate, if you knew what my bank account looked like right now, we own it. So let me ask a question, because I get your overall point.
That's crazy.
I get your overall point. But let's reel it back a little bit. How many matches you think are on the same tier as Shawn and Taker?
You talking about WWE?
There's a good amount. There's quite a few.
No. In WWE, we're not talking about like everybody.
Yeah, there is.
Hey, there's a bunch of Shawn Michaels himself that's on that tier.
There is.
Shawn Michaels had a lot of.
You just talked about one.
If you're talking about
Gargano versus Adam Cole, Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa.
I'm not saying there isn't any. Because he talked about there's like a plethora, and I'm like, I mean, there's a lot of
in WWE. Is. Yeah.
In the last 10 years.
Oh yeah.
We're talking. He said WWE as a whole.
Yes. Now, if you're talking about now, if you're talking about
ever, I thought we was on last 10 years. That's why.
Shawn Michaels.
No, because my point was. Don't cop out if we out here talking about the best match ever. Obviously, everyone's gonna have a different match, but like for you to just be like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna choose one. It's too much. Like you gotta choose. Like just choose one. I'm not saying there's one definitive answer that everyone has to agree with. But it say what your piece is. Don't cop out. Like say what your piece is. If it's different than someone else, then that's cool. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. My point is, don't cop out and say there's no best match ever, even if it's different.
Nate's just saying that's fine. If you don't have a knife, don't show up to the fight. That's what Nate said. You don't have a knife, don't go to the fight.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes,
but I mean, to answer your question, G, because y'all brought up Taker and talking about Taker and Shine and that happening on, so that's why I brought up WWE as a whole. But if you're looking at the last 10 years, while it may be harder, like much harder, because you're narrowing it down to just 10 years, and we're in 2024, so that's from 2014 to now. Yeah, I'm sure and the reason that again that I said is very, very few is because of how much X factors they're going to it, because it's because it's more than just what happens in the ring. It's also taking into account what happened, in the build up to the match, for what made the actual match mean that much more. So, I mean, you can have Cole and damn near any Cole and Ciampa or Cole and Gargano match or Roman and Cody. So I mean, you have some matches, but that's all I was saying. So
No, I get it. No. There's plenty of matches. There's plenty of matches up there. There's especially NXT. If we go NXT, we going NXT for sure.
Like if you're talking about from an in-ring standpoint, there are a lot of matches that are just as good, if not better than that match.
Even in the story,
Even
in the story from NXT as well. Like NXT was cooking some great stories too.
So,
No, NXT had a lot of bangers.
It depends on what you value, man. It really does.
NXT brings a lot. Some people throwing out some good ones. Walter versus Ilya, John Cena and AJ Styles.
First one's better.
I mean,
hey, you said the first one?
First one's better. First one's better. Thank you.
Yes, easily.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen it because I didn't want to watch it.
I saw it like 2 weeks ago, bro.
If you want to watch a match,
is it worth it?
if you want to, man,
absolutely.
There's no crowd, but I mean, you could it go
listen
crazy.
to me. But here's the thing, though. The fact that it has no crowd, the fact that it has no crowd makes it so much better. Because if you want to watch a match where two dudes is just beating the crap out of each other
from the jump. By the way,
I seen the highlights.
There's literal spot where, so you know how wrestlers when they do the little test of strength and one guy goes on the ground and he kind of does like a bridge. There's literally a spot in that match where Ilya's doing that and Gunther steps on Ilya's neck. Like legit,
yeah, bro. It's so,
it's
okay. I need to see this,
dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That match is for the sickos. That match is for the sickos.
God.
And because there's no fans, you can hear like every move, everything.
Every sound that Ilya makes, because you know how Ilya is, bro. You know how
Ilya's an A1 seller, bro.
And they was going at each other like they was talking trash in their native language, like it was.
They were
crazy.
Man.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this after this podcast. I swear to God.
The match was fantastic.
It's a pretty intense match, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's very it's very aggressive just because there's no fan. Like you know both guys are already physical, but like when there's no audience there, like you can just hear every chop, you can hear every move. It makes it so much more crazy,
tough.
bro.
It's tough.
It's crazy. All right. Anybody for the people who've been quiet, man, y'all guys can chime in, man. If y'all want to throw out a match, best match of the last 10 years, what y'all got? If y'all have one.
Best match probably last 10 years, probably like Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano. I think it's the one where Johnny won. I think it was TakeOver New York. Like, I watched that match a couple days ago, and like that was like, because I didn't really watch 30 at that time, probably besides like NXT, but like I got a chance to watch it live, and after that, I was like, that's one of the best matches I've ever seen in my whole time watching WWE. Gargano for Skull is probably one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, match was
100%.
What about the rest of you guys? Anybody want to throw out a match if you have one?
For me, I haven't watched wrestling like in 10 years. So like this year was the year that I got back to it because like the whole Cody story and all that. So for me, it has to be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. That match really, that did bring me back to wrestling.
Yeah, man. That's a good match. If you definitely haven't watched in the last 10 years, you got to go back and watch the NXT takeovers, bro.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, man.
You gotta watch them all. You ain't gotta watch the NXT shows. Just watch the takeovers. Just watch
the
takeovers.
That's what I did.
Because the great thing about those takeover matches is they told such a story from top to bottom. You didn't have to know what was happening leading up to it. You could literally catch up on the story in the match, and that's what made those matches so great.
That's how it was for me with TakeOver New Orleans, because I was like following NXT, but I didn't really know what was going on. New Orleans is where like I fully locked in, and then from there I was watching NXT.
Yeah.
Well, anybody else? Everybody answered. Anybody else want to throw out a match?
I'm gonna throw out a match. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Roman Brock Mania 31. That match should have bombed. That match should have. That's why I love it. I don't think it's like even a top 5 match of this decade, but that match surprised the shit out of me. It should have bombed. With how bad that build was, and how disinterested everybody was in Roman, that might be the most physical Mania main event we've ever had. They legit were beating the shit. There was a spot where Brock just picks Roman up while he's sitting up and just smacks him across the face, barehanded. Bro, like the match itself before the cash-in was incredible, and then the cash-in just the cherry.
Yeah, a lot of people have this impression that the match didn't get great until the heist took place. That's complete bullshit. Yeah, Roman and Brock were out there selling the entire time.
It was so good. I don't know why that's why I expected 34 to be amazing, because I'm like, okay, so Roman's the
what?
no, here's what I'm like. Roman's gotten better. So this should be better.
No,
nope.
bro.
It should have been a better match. It should have been a better match. It should have been a better match.
There's nothing they could have done to make that match. There's nothing they could have did. There's nothing they could have did.
The crowd wasn't going to give them.
That's why there's nothing they could have did.
Exactly.
Roman Reigns even bled. Roman Reigns even bled, and the fans still didn't.
Mo, there is no way. There is no way when the whole thing about Brock going to the UFC, the way nigga Roman was getting booed everywhere he went, there is no way you were telling us with a straight face you went into that match thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be better.
It should be better. That's what I was like. It
should have been. Based on their last match,
that crowd started, I'm like, nope, this is cooked from the.
There's nothing they could have did to, even if it was a good match.
Bro, they didn't care about it going in. Y'all remember the little tug of war they had on the go home?
That was 31.
That was 31.
Was it not 34 as well?
No, that was 31.
34. Roman Reigns got arrested, and then Brock beat the shit out of him.
34 was pretty much the entire build. The entire build of 34 was like Roman getting his ass beat by Brock.
Yeah, which no one cared about. No one cared.
I remember now the last segment, the go home segment. Roman got the title, held it up after beating Brock down, and then still got F5'd at the end.
He hit him with 5 Superman punches, bro, and then Brock still got up and F5'd him.
They did not care, bro. And the crowd did not care, bro.
Yeah, there's nothing they
did not care,
bro. He got hit with 6 F5s, bro. 6 F5s, bro. What are we doing? Like this man came out.
Bro, it took how many it take to beat Braun? Malik, how many it take to beat Braun?
Bro, Strowman got beat by 1. Samoa Joe got beat by 1, bro.
Oh, you talking about?
Yeah, G baby. How many it took Samoa Joe?
Yeah, 1.
1 to be Samoa
Ridiculous.
Joe. 6 to be.
And Roman at SummerSlam, it took 1.
So yeah, in those few months, he just got stronger.
Nate, if I don't know the exact time, but Nate, for the sake of this argument, if Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar went 5 minutes, Brock Lesnar was getting his ass beat for 4 minutes and 55 seconds of that fucking match, bro.
Oh yeah,
it was.
Bro, Samoa Joe attacked him before the match. You're knocking him through the table.
Yep,
and then he just came back and just
the bell rung was still whooping his ass.
The build
had him in a sleeper.
Let me see how long. Let me see how long.
The great thing. The great thing.
Bro, the match. I think the match was like 10 minutes. I think it might have been like
Great Balls of Fire.
Samoa Joe had the majority of the offense. Because remember after that promo, I think the next night on Raw, he was like, "You didn't beat me, you escaped me," or something like that.
Yeah, that was a great.
Yeah, he was mad. Yeah, that was great.
The great thing, bro. The great thing about Samoa Joe during that time was he was one of the select few people who, one, not only wanted to smoke with Brock, but was willing to like, hey, anytime I see you, it's on site type stuff.
It's on site.
And he lost.
With 6 minutes, 25 seconds.
I was like,
he was getting his ass beat for 6 minutes and 20.
He was beating us, man. Look here, man. He was beating the brakes off of Brock. I ain't gonna lie. Man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he dogged Brock in that build.
Brock was getting that work. Sure. He was getting that work. Bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He was getting slumped.
That's what made Brock matches even worse at the time, because they would build it up and they would give us the expectations like, okay, this could be something good. Maybe Brock is gonna lose, only for the match not to be good, and he just wins every time.
And this is the last tidbit of why Brock used to piss me off so much. A fatal 4-way and a triple threat match in a span of 6 months, where each one of them matches he got taken out, stretched into the bag, and then came back later.
Oh my god,
that pissed me the fuck off. That nigga did not want to work. That nigga did not want to work.
He got his ass whooped.
Fatal 4-way got sent back. Triple
and he was always put through the table.
Down and out.
He was always put through the table.
Braun put the table on top of him.
Always put through a table. I'm like, no,
he did not care. That nigga did not care.
Braun Strowman was so good, bro. Remember that spot with Braun Strowman? He just picks up the chair, and just tosses it at Joe and Roman.
Yeah. I think it was just Roman, because Roman was running towards him, and then Strowman just threw the chair at him. They did. Oh yeah. That match was great.
They won.
Speaking of Brock Lesnar, I got one more match. The one Royal Rumble 2015, amazing match.
Oh, yeah, that match was great.
That carries that entire pay-per-view.
The one where he got taken out.
Yeah.
He was working before
most of the match.
He was putting in work. He's putting in work.
He was working before that.
That's a great match. That's a great match.
It's a great match. It's a great match. But the other match,
and then bro, when he came, and then how he came back.
That was the other match I was talking about where he got taken out.
Oh yeah, and when he came, I mean, this one was a little different because he didn't get stretchered out, but I mean, he was out for a minute though. He was out for a minute.
Right. And he came back and he
came back though with pizza though. When he came back in the ring,
he pat them boys up.
But I said back in the ring.
My favorite.
Seth hit the Seth hit the Phoenix Splash and
Phoenix
Brock
Splash,
came
yeah.
German.
You only hit that twice.
Come
That's the
on.
crazy part. You only hit that move twice. That's the crazy part.
That was
so
pretty
wild.
Sick.
He need to stop.
But I do agree though. Like he was always.
He ain't gonna ever do that again, bro. He ain't gonna do it for another 5 years. His knees is cooked,
he was
bro.
always like
Yeah, bro.
Hey,
He got the Rey Mysterio knees before stem cells.
That left knee.
Dude, man.
I don't know if anybody can be worse.
Why do we bully Rey Mysterio so much?
I'm just saying, bro.
That's why.
Yeah,
I
his
love
left knee,
Rey.
bro. Maybe if he had a left knee, we would go easy.
I'm just saying, I love Rey, but bro,
Them stem cells, bro. I ain't gonna lie, them stem cells.
But before them stem cells, bro, his career was looking a little questionable, bro. I'm just saying.
I thought he'd be retired.
His career still looking questionable, man. But it's okay.
Man, come on, man.
Stem cells,
Man, that Rey
saved
Mysterio,
his life.
I don't know what they put in that stuff, bro. But the way I saw him moving that match in the tag, I was like, bro, what's
what?
Like that looked like a little bit of young Rey.
2005 again, bro. What's going on, bro?
Like, what is this?
Like them stem cells doing crazy work, bro.
Hey, my favorite Brock Lesnar moment to this day, though, other than him as like with the Money in the Bank when he was doing the beatbox, when he punched Brock Lesnar dead smacking. I mean, Braun Strowman dead smacking his face, and that nigga wobbling. I was like, ooh, this. I was like, yeah, we just remembered. I was like, that's reminding you, Brock Lesnar will really fuck these niggas up.
He can really fuck you up, bro.
Bro, he said, but.
He can really fuck you.
He said, "Slow the fuck down." That's what he said. He said, "Slow the fuck down."
Crazy, bro. That's just crazy. And only somebody like Brock can really do it because Braun Strowman, realistically, is probably 12 times stronger than Brock Lesnar. Realistically, like
honestly, he probably not though.
Yeah, you can have all the.
Braun Strowman was like, I mean, he may not be a lot stronger. Braun Strowman was like
because Brock Lesnar really, bro. Brock Lesnar, he country strong, y'all.
I was gonna say he country strong. That's
he
strong. I mean, you gotta be.
He be benching Barnes and shit, bro. Like that's what that.
You gotta be a different type of level though to be like. He got to compete in the world's strongest man comps, bro. Like the world's strongest man comps.
And the horse on the other just.
Ripping up boulders and stuff, bro. That's different. That's different type of strength, bro.
Yeah, bro. So because Braun Strowman, he need him in the jaw. And I remember watching that live. I was like, ooh,
bro, Brock tanked that
1-2 piece.
Crazy, man.
Bro, Brock tanked that knee, and I was like, oh, but they ain't even budge. I'm like, oh yeah, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. But like they slowed it down. They put it in slow mo. You could tell like he clearly got hit in the jaw, and Brock just got up like it was nothing. I'm like, yeah, okay, man. Y'all got that.
Bro,
y'all got that.
I think he gave him a body shot too. Body
like,
to the jaw. I was like,
hey, it's different, bro.
Ooh.
And then when he punched Braun just tanked the punch. I'm like, oh, these niggas.
He like wobbled for a second.
Nah, Braun definitely wobbled. Braun definitely.
Yeah, he felt that. He felt that for
sure. What that told me is Brock Lesnar didn't use his full force. That was just a little chill.
But it's so funny though, because like it's so funny though.
If he would have knocked him out cold.
But see, that's the thing. That's so funny because it's so funny because like watching Brock, like in UFC, because I'm a big UFC fan. He was never a good striker, like in the slightest. Like he was a really he was a really good wrestler. And so seeing him do that, I'm like, I mean, I ain't gonna take no punch from that man. I'll pass. So Brock just
before we're gonna have to drop some people out to get some other people in. But before we drop everybody out of here, is if there's somebody who's getting into wrestling, what match would y'all put them on to? Since we're talking about best match and all stuff, what's the first match you're gonna put them on to? Like you gotta watch that match.
I got one.
Versus Shawn Michaels.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You said you got one. Go ahead. You can answer.
I want to let him finish. I won't let him finish.
Whoever want to throw it out, bro. Somebody get to say something. Somebody can put out a match.
Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25.
Fair.
Okay.
I got a match from this year: Cody versus AJ Styles Backlash.
Cody versus AJ at Backlash. Okay.
Yeah.
Crowd went crazy. Crowd was going crazy. So I ain't gonna.
It was a very grounded match too. Okay, so for a first time watcher, me understanding how some people's attention span isn't the longest, so I would want to get them a match that ain't too long, but ain't too short, but is able to get to the point pretty much quick. I'm gonna go, and we talking about like all time, right? Just
it could be any match.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Kurt Angle versus Ray, SummerSlam.
That's the one.
So very good.
That's a good one.
That's the one.
That's a good one right there.
That's opening match I've ever seen, bro.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Anybody else?
It might be for me too.
That's a great match. That's a great match.
Bruno versus Ivan Koloff. Anybody?
Yes.
Bruh, I need to see Tongaloa. I need to see Tongaloa versus Ricky. I ain't gonna lie. I need to see that match.
WrestleMania next year, man.
Yeah, I need to see that too.
They both put solo.
What's the match you wanted to say, bro? You said you had a match that you wanted to throw there. You said Cody versus AJ Backlash. Anybody? And you said Ray versus Kurt Angle. That's a really good one. Anybody else? Any of the other guys want to throw out a match? A match you want to put out there? It could be all the time. It don't gotta be last 10 years either. It could just be any match. It could just be just one match you would put on there. If I was to put one, I would probably just based off of knowing somebody's never watched before, you got to get people's attention span. I would probably show them Taker versus Mankind in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that's what I showed my girl, bro. She gained a lot.
There's so many shit that happens in that match. Like if you not watching wrestling, you see that, you're not gonna know what's real, not real. Like what's really.
She used to judge me a lot when we first got together about my fandom, but after showing her that match, she cut it off at the thumbtacks. Was like, okay, I get it. Like I respect this shit now. I'm like, all right, cool.
I'm actually gonna bring up the match. I'm actually gonna bring up the match that my girl watched that made her like stop really hating. She still hates sometimes, but she'll watch with me sometimes now. Roman Drew McIntyre Clash of the Castle.
Yeah, let's go.
All right,
when Solo pulled the ref. Yeah.
I'm gonna get one that might appeal to a men's match that might appeal to if you're going to show like your lady. I would say Swerve and Bryan because of the family aspect. I feel like they would relate to. They would love that aspect, especially when he's taking those kicks, like saying "I love you so much." They would eat that shit up.
Yeah, that shit's good. That shit's good. Swerve and Daniel Bryan.
Swerve and Danielson at All Out.
On the flip side, if someone were to just ask me, like, the matches are good, but like, what's kept you into wrestling? I would show them the first 5 minutes of The Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18.
I thought he was about to say Bruno Sammartino.
If you just
Bruno has become Jade's Bret Hart. That like what Bret is to me.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Didn't bring up Bret Hart.
Wrestle.
We haven't hit the 90s yet, G. We haven't hit the 90s yet.
Wow. Rock versus Hogan, honestly, that's really
because
good.
I know you've watched.
Based on crowd reaction,
who's got more charisma, Bruno or Bret?
That's actually a good question.
Trash and trash. Okay.
I don't have any.
Hold on. Where did this Bret Hart hate come from?
They bring him up.
That's G Baby and Lewis.
It's not. I just instigate hate.
I don't even hate Bret Hart. I just be chilling, bro.
How do I overrate him by putting him 11th all time? How's that overrated?
Over Roman for a while. Don't do that.
Before WrestleMania, yeah, I did. Before WrestleMania, sure.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Here's the problem with that, though, Mo. Here we
go.
But it changed. Why are we stuck on some shit that's changed, nigga? Like what?
No, because here's the problem. This is why I used to.
I got you.
This is why I used to.
Where's my sign, bro?
No, Mo. No, don't go anywhere. Because you need to understand, Mo.
I got headphones on.
For Roman Reigns, nothing changed from before WrestleMania to now, except he's a babyface.
My nigga, I analyze shit. Roman. God damn, let it go.
What changed from Roman from before Mania?
I analyzed shit and I was like, all right, Roman better than Bret. That's it. That's all I did. I was like, all right,
even if y'all want to say that though, isn't Bret Hart still him? He's still Bret
Hart in 2024 is what we call an in-ring merchant.
Oh my gosh. Hey, at the end of the day, even if you want to call him that, even if you want to call him an in-ring merchant, there's only a very, very select few guys that has a better match catalog than he do.
Okay, so let me ask
very few.
That's what I watch Bret for. I don't watch Bret for promos.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I just want to ask you one simple question.
Good point.
How you feel about Ricochet?
I love Rick.
No.
We're not putting Ricochet and Bret Hart in the same discussion.
No.
I
love Ricochet.
Hey, I'm not saying
Ricochet's
on the same level as.
No, we're not putting him in the same conversation, bro.
Ricochet is an example of an in-ring merchant, some guy who's gonna give you the great match. But then the second you put a mic in his hand, I'm asleep.
I push back.
Brett's not that bad.
He asked me a question. Hold on. So since you brought up Ricochet, and first, yes, I'm a fan of Ricochet, always have been. Here's the major difference between Ricochet and Brett. While yes, both guys aren't what you would desire for a wrestler to be on the mic.
Charismatic.
Okay, cool. Even though they aren't, they both aren't as
talker.
charismatic on the mic. Bret Hart in the ring is a miles better storyteller than Ricochet. It's not even close.
But
it's not even close.
That's why I'm saying don't even do that, bro.
So okay, fine. If you guys don't like the Ricochet comp, my only thing is if you put Bret Hart, right? We take it whatever version of Bret Hart you want, right? We ain't got to get the one that Bill Goldberg put on the shelf, right? Whatever version of Bret Hart you want, right? When you compare him to these other people we ranking, when you really get to the facts about it,
you're still missing the point.
But that's where it started. This all started because I felt overrated Bret to a level that I don't think.
And I changed it, and you still on that.
No, that was just the Roman. He's still too high. I think you still have him.
11's too high.
Where you want him at? Where you want him at, G baby?
G don't think he's top 20. G don't think he's top 20.
You're pushing it.
Oh, that's kind of.
You're pushing it. You're pushing it. You're pushing it.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
I'm pretty sure we can get 15 guys.
Hold on. So G, do you have Samoa Joe? Do you have Samoa Joe for Brit?
No. Why would I do that?
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm just asking.
Okay, right.
Samoa Joe's my guy, but I'm not. I'm realistic.
As long as you're not biased about it.
No, I'm not biased, but I don't think Bret Hart is top 15. And mind you, I don't even rank Hogan and Flair. If I do,
I was about to ask you that. I was about to ask that question.
I don't
name your top 15. Name 15.
I want to hear this 15. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hear your top 15.
We're talking just WWE superstars. 10,
I don't have like the Kennys and
10, 15 WWE superstars better than Bret Hart.
Yeah.
You ain't got to put them in no order.
Okay, fine.
Go ahead.
Well, we got Cena, Taker, Stone Cold, Rock, HBK, Randy, Triple H, Edge, Roman, Seth, Jericho. I can give Jericho that love. I can give Jericho that love.
I can see Jericho. I can see Jericho.
So far he good. So far he's straight.
Yeah, he's fine.
Jericho.
Already
said
now he's having trouble.
I can make arguments for that.
You're strong.
I have Brock over Bret.
Yeah, bro. No, bro.
I can make argument. I can make argument for Seth and Brock. I can make arguments.
I got Randy Savage. I got him over Bret. But slightly. Yeah, that's slightly, but I still
slightly. Yeah. Me too. Could have been the face. Could have been the face, to be honest.
Right. Could
have real talk. Real talk.
Jay says it all the time. Jay says it all the time. He's right.
Savage is so fucking good.
So I got him.
So good.
I got I got Kurt over him, but that's slightly as well because Kurt wasn't there that long. But it's slightly. I got Kurt slightly because he wasn't there that long.
Okay.
And then 15. Who have I not said? And I can put over Bret.
You're struggling.
No, because I want to make sure I get because I'm trying not to be nasty. That's the problem.
What number are you at now?
I'm at 14.
He's at 14.
Okay.
I can't go Brock.
If I don't be nasty,
I can go Brock. I could. I ain't gonna hold you.
Say Bruno, get it over with, bro.
Hell no. Let's relax.
Shoot. Why did you say almost yet?
Hell no.
All right, bro.
I got Batista over there.
No, that's not.
I don't know about that one. He didn't even say Edge, bro. He didn't even say Edge.
No, he said Edge. He said Edge.
Oh, you said Edge? Okay.
He said Edge.
I can't put Kurt Angle over because Kurt Angle wasn't in WWE long enough, bro. If he stayed in WWE, had a TNA run too, then of course.
I still
Kurt Angle would be top 5 if he had his TNA run included in that.
What? Oh man.
And again, this is me not counting Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair because I don't.
Ric Flair would make
WWE. Ric Flair doesn't.
Ric Flair don't make the top.
Yeah, that's NWA.
Hey, let me ask.
If we talk about wrestling,
Ric Flair's number 1. Y'all taking Eddie Guerrero over Bret?
No.
As a talent, absolutely. All time in WWE.
Talent, yes. I'm talking yes.
Eddie wasn't the face.
Right?
We talking WWE, Chris. You got to think accomplishments. You got to think body.
I understand. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so yeah.
But what they've done though, no. Like what they've done in WWE, no. I would still take
absolutely not. I'm taking
Brett. Brett has done a lot more.
I'm
overall
Eddie Guerrero clears as a talent.
Yeah, as a talent though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as a talent. Absolutely. Yeah.
G, I gotta ask you a question.
Hey, how y'all feel about CM Punk over Brett?
No.
If he stayed those 7, if he stayed in WWE,
he didn't stay, bro. He didn't stay.
If he stayed, then yes.
If he
would
stayed,
have him over Brett
for
sure.
You can make
over Brett? No.
I'm
will give you this.
He's going to the Hall of Fame at this point.
You talking about
gonna be saying Great Khali next.
You talking about Brett being in-ring merchant, bro. Mick Foley is a hardcore guy, bro. Like all his matches.
Whoa, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
WWE
I disagree.
If we're talking WWE,
man, I disagree with that. Bro, the matches, and I get it, right? He's Shawn Michaels, but bro, if you can get in the ring with Shawn Michaels and contribute just as much as he can, come on,
a banger.
He can, but that's one match out of how many good matches he's had that are hardcore matches.
Now, if you're talking overall, yes, but if we're talking WWF, purely, if you're talking his WWF run, yes, he was a hardcore. Because it was Attitude Era. He, I mean, that's what they wanted.
That's why his body. That's why he retired so early, bro. His body just he put his body.
Man, but if you're talking all time, no.
So much, bro.
But like with Punk, I give you this. I can give you Punk probably had a better peak than Brett. Other than that,
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's no
absolutely.
Like, he does everything better than Brett, except in
Take me back.
That's it. Everything else.
But if he would have stayed,
oh yeah, I want your name. I feel you.
I agree with the majority of the names you named as talents. But if we include everything else that involves being one of the greatest of all time, I can't put a bunch of stuff.
I mean, if I can't technically name no women either, but continue.
Who would you name as a woman over?
Becky Lynch.
There's only honestly, bro. There's only
Becky Lynch
over Bret Hart. Absolutely.
Over Bret.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what's funny though? I'm glad y'all bring it up.
I'm not hearing anybody else.
We can. I will hear you out.
Yeah, it's
if you name Charlotte, cut your mic. Okay, good.
Becky's the only one I would Becky's the only one I would consider just because of her impact that she definitely and because she was the only woman that was the face.
Because she was the face.
Fuck Charlotte.
Her impact.
In a few years, you could say Bianca.
She has some bangers too. She has some really good matches too. She has some really good matches.
Give Bianca some time.
Hey, Jay. You taking Andre the Giant over Bret Hart, Jay?
Man, watch out, bro. Watch out.
He's literally going through the Hall of Fame right now.
This what you need. This right here is what you need, my nigga.
Andre the Giant is so disgusting,
G is literally
so disgusting.
Hold up.
Forget the sign.
Literally 5 seconds away from going, hear me out. Yokozuna. He's 5 seconds away.
Brett is still top 15, bro.
Brett's top
Jay, that was the next one I was going to ask you.
Yokozuna is crazy.
Yeah, nobody putting Yokozuna, bro. Nobody putting Yokozuna.
I'm not putting him in my top 30, bro. Or top 50.
Well, I'm going to drop you guys out of here. I think you guys are coming through. Get some other people in here to join, man. Appreciate you guys.
I'm sorry you had to be a part of that. I apologize.
You know, G's, you don't take him serious, bro. He just come on.
Wait, Jay, you got to have Bruno over Brett, though, right? You have to.
For what?
No, because Brett sweeps Bruno from an in-ring talent perspective, which is why I have Brett above the list on Bruno.
Wait, so is Brett in your top 10? Because I could have swore Bruno was.
They both are.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
But when I say Brett's 11, you crash out on me. Okay, you know what?
See, here's the difference. Jay, I respect my elders, okay? Jay.
That's crazy.
That's a fair response.
Jane actually watched it live, so he has a better.
I went back and watched it, my nigga. Brett
like
my
elders is kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, we say that like Jade like 40. 40.
Jade's not even old enough to be your dad, bro. Like he's only like a couple years older than you.
G and Uncle. I don't care.
It said he's only a couple years older than you, bro. Like he's not even.
Someone said Bruno Mars.
I think Jade got about. Wait, Jade, how old did you say you were?
I just turned 34 last month.
Oh, I just turned 26 last month. Okay.
Yeah, y'all both on God.
He's not even enough to be your dad, bro. Like
y'all both on.
Aren't you 26 too, Mo?
I'm 22. I just turned 22.
Oh, you were born in the 2000s?
Yeah. Why you say it like that?
Oh my God. You still wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac. Oh my gosh.
2000. Yeah, I don't know. He was kind of struggling. He was kind of struggling with that top 15. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He was kind of struggling.
Because I didn't want to be nasty. I was trying to be objective. I have Punk over him. Y'all kind of id about Seth. I have him over him. I have Batista over him. I got them guys over them, but y'all kind of.
That's egregious. I'm not gonna lie. Batista's
I was trying to be objective. That's why I kind of. Once I got to 14, I was like, "Ooh, let me." You know what I mean?
Batista's egregious. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Yeah, Batista was.
Batista is kind of wild.
Well, let's get back to the conversation. Enough Brett. I'm tired of him.
Batista's kind of wild.
You're tired of the Lord saying your crazy word.
Shut your ass up, bro.
On the Lord's Day too. That's crazy.
He said some other ones too, bro. I don't know about Kurt Angle either. I mean, WWE wise, bro.
WWE wise now.
Yeah, I don't know about Kurt Angle either, bro. I don't know about Kurt Angle either. Let's see. I mean, other people have. Some people say. Let me see what the people were saying. Some people saying Brett's still top 15. Some people saying Becky over Brett's insane. Becky's overrated. Andre
Becky
was
mad overrated, bro.
in the world. I mean, that's true. Andre.
Becky's mad overrated.
Y'all lost me on that. Y'all lost me on that.
Crazy. Oh, you know what? I'd love to hear why. I would love to hear.
Yeah,
why.
actually, I'm genuine. Yeah, I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
Who said Becky's overrated?
Someone said it.
Oh, whoever said
Nah,
it.
don't hide now.
I was reading the chat.
I ain't gonna lie. All right.
Oh, was you okay? Good. I was
Little
reading the chat. I didn't hear nobody say it.
camera shot.
I'm guilty as charged.
Personally, though, like Becky was mad overrated to me when she started doing this whole little Austin little gimmick. At least that's what everyone was trying to compare to. And it's like, nah, I just don't see it. I personally didn't see it. I was there at Mania when she won the championship. I knew that was gonna happen. So it was got to the point where
because it was not a decision.
It was a decision.
I mean,
that gimmick though, like put her in the main event.
Yeah,
it's what elevated her.
But there were, to his point though, there were a lot of people at that time trying to say like she was the next Stone Cold. Though. I do remember that.
That was a little crazy. That was a little crazy.
I do remember those tweets.
During SmackDown Live 2016 and all that, when she won the Women's Championship, bro, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was a huge Becky fan and all that. But it's just something about Austin with me growing up. When someone tries to compare him, it's like, all right, yeah, y'all fucking up now. That's
okay. Honestly, I feel like to me, yeah, because Jade said it last week. Nostalgia plays into it. We all pretty much acknowledge that. That's all that is. Because if you look at her rise, that's what they were comparing. Her meteoric rise from just being the little Becky good Lynch. Girl that kept getting looked over by Charlotte, that slapped her around the world. And mind you, Ronda Rousey was still like that this time, and she made her look like her bitch. On that Go Home show, she made Ronda Rousey look like her bitch.
Ronda was Brett.
That meteoric rise that Becky Lynch was on was comparable to Stone Cold. Now, if you want to say afterwards, if they drug it out too long, because remember that storyline, they added Charlotte in it for no reason, sacrificed Asuka.
That pissed me off too.
Yeah, it did.
Bro, I was done with Charlotte.
You're right, but her meteoric rise, Becky Lynch went from just being one of the randoms on SmackDown to being the biggest star. And arguably, you could have argued the face of WWE. The only woman you could say that for.
Look,
that rise, that meteoric rise, nah, that was comparable to Stone Cold. That definitely was.
In terms of how they did it, or like,
here's the thing.
No,
shows how they did it.
Yeah, the rise.
And I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what they were comparing. We didn't say she was specifically Stone Cold. I think she is the woman's GOAT. I think she's the woman's GOAT, and I don't think it's close right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think. Let me add something here. I think in just terms of peak, I don't know if there are any other women who really rival Becky in terms of like the peak of their careers. Really, like have any of them became the face of a company?
No. I don't think it'll ever happen again, bro. Like just based off the talent that we got right now, because Becky was able to, even though it was one of the worst years ever, that really wasn't her fault, because I mean she did her part very well. But this is before Roman Reigns' rise, this is before Seth Rollins reinvented himself, before Cody came back to WWE. Like there's a lot of different layers to the company now, so as far as like star power. So her peak came at the right time because they needed somebody like her, like somebody to at least. Becky Lynch was like 2% of what was good about WWE in 2019. Like that was one of the very few things that at least for me, I wasn't watching Raw SmackDown weekly, but that was one of the few things I kept up with. I kept up with her. Like I wanted to know what was happening with her. I kept up with her segments. I watched her matches. I wanted to know what she was doing because she was doing good stuff.
Honestly, the only thing that was good in 2019 was just the SmackDowns, like with the Kofi Mania shit.
AJ and Randy was a good few. Like 2019 was good for like SmackDown part. That was it. Other than that, Raw was bugging out up until the end of 2019 with the whole, with the Fiend.
Dog food and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the shit whacked out.
That's
2019.
Why do you have to
People keep
remind
saying
us?
2019 was
try to
whack.
remind us.
2019 was good up until the summertime, and then that was it.
I'll say up until
Yeah,
WrestleMania. When
but
WrestleMania was over,
Yeah, WrestleMania. Once they did the wild card rule, that shit was.
Yeah, but
I was there when they announced that.
Y'all remember Uzi Hot? Y'all
but
No.
overall though, Becky
Y'all enjoy
Lynch.
the whole Brock and the whole suitcase shit he had. Y'all enjoy that?
It was funny.
I mean, it was funny.
But
I hated
but
how
it
they
was
got there.
useless.
He should have never had
It
the
was
briefcase to
useless.
begin with.
He shouldn't have had the
I
briefcase.
didn't never
It
been
shouldn't
him
have.
I didn't like Brock
to win
winning it though.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
he
was
should've had the
entertaining
briefcase.
for him to do all that.
That was a segment
was
that was
entertaining.
funny, but the
was
overall
entertaining.
decision and run of it was bad.
Definitely, hands down. Definitely.
You just ran back to Seth Rollins Brock Lesnar feud. That's all you did,
Bro. And what pissed me off, they told the same story going into WrestleMania.
Yes. But that's why I said.
Granted, the SummerSlam match was better though. The SummerSlam match was really good.
It was better.
Oh
I mean, it
Oh
was
my
good.
gosh.
It was good up until the Hell in a Cell match with Bray, Seth and Bray. I mean, that was
Oh my gosh, yeah.
terrible.
Don't
The
lie.
finish was
The
terrible.
only thing I
they
was
started
really keeping up
turning
with
on
was
Seth before that,
NXT.
but,
NXT was the
Yeah,
only
they
thing
were
I
low
was-
key turning on him already.
because they were telling the same. He was doing the same underdog babyface crap when we literally watched you in this open WrestleMania. Again, this was still like one night Mania. We literally watched you open that show, winning the
and beat
title.
Brock. Yeah.
Why are you telling us that you don't know if you can?
And what
do it
actually, I think what
That
hurt
was
him
stupid.
after that though is they put him with Becky Lynch right after. Becky
But
Lynch.
here's the thing.
The man's
After he
man.
beat
The man's
Brock
man,
the
bro.
first
Come on,
time.
bro.
Yeah,
But here's
That was so
thing.
socially awkward. They sucked at that.
They hated that.
They hated
I could
it.
tell
They hated
I
it.
could tell they hated that.
They came out and said they hated it. They it was.
I don't blame them.
And it was literally right after. Like this is, I think that picture I got online of them kissing back after WrestleMania. So that's when people knew they were dating. And literally, they put it in like, oh yeah, we're putting on TV. Everybody knows now.
Okay, but here's
Stomping
the
grounds,
thing. Here's the thing about Becky Lynch. She knows exactly what the storytelling is all about. If you watch her documentary, her recent documentaries, or if you read her book, you can tell how creative she can be when it comes to storytelling there. But she put on some good matches there, that's for sure. She's a great storyteller. She's trying to elevate it like other superstars there. Like, let's not forget NXT No Mercy last year. Her and Tiffany Stratton in an Extreme Rules match. She knows exactly what she is capable of, especially when she won the NXT Women's Championship. That's for sure.
So
I've said it before. Like
Go ahead,
Becky
go ahead.
Lynch, since she's last point on Becky. I've said it before. Since she's been back, she's basically been John Cena from 2015 forward.
Yeah,
She had her run where she was her, and then she's started to elevate other people.
Look, all I could say is that when Becky comes back, hopefully she'll have a different edge than what she has, and especially since the man character, she won't be. I think she'll probably be not like the main character anymore, but she'll have a different edge. She'll be more like I wouldn't say she would be more of a heel, but she'll be more like a tweener, just in case. Yeah, just in case when she comes
layers,
back
different layers
from
to
her
her
hiatus. Yeah.
We came up here to discuss some of the best matches of the last decade. Some of y'all already saw the previous people that we talked about. Does anybody have a match that we didn't name or one that you want to add on to? Best matches of decade, or maybe if you got a best match all time, you feel like there's the match all time.
Yes. So I got one. So throughout the past decade, so here's the thing for me. So for the past decade, for the last few years, we saw probably one of the best women's matches in WrestleMania history. And I'm talking about Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 38.
Yeah.
And the reason
I was just watching that.
And the reason why I pick up that match, because we all know what went down a few months ago, SummerSlam 2021. We all know what happened down there, the 26 seconds there. But yes, Bianca, of course, definitely trying to
get back to the top where she needed to be. And of course, the only person that she is going through, of course, was Becky. And the storytelling was good. Of course, let's not forget Bianca cutting Becky's hair, even though Becky was trying to like cut Bianca's braid. But the storytelling was absolutely amazing from like start to finish there. And then of course we saw, of course, what happened at WrestleMania 38. I watched it like a few times, and it was good there from.
Yeah, I was there. I was there in person for that match too. So that was a really good match. It was a really good match. That's a good answer. Anybody best match of the last decade to everybody? What match you want to throw out there?
So can y'all hear me?
Yeah. You good? You good?
All right. So my first thought of a match that was the best, I was most definitely thinking Dijak versus Keith Lee at TakeOver Portland.
Okay.
Because of the build-up between them two and the history. And then I thought about 2019 before WrestleMania. It was a TakeOver New York when it was War Raiders versus Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Yep.
For those two teams never to lock up in WWE and just doing it for the first time on that stage, the sequence, it was Ricochet picking up Ivar and the athleticism throughout the whole match. It was just crazy from start to finish.
That's a really good match too. That tag team match was so like, I don't want to say low expectations, but like with Ricochet and Black not being like two singles guys, and then them being put together, and that was their last NXT show too that we knew at the time because they were coming up to the main roster. So nobody really knew what I guess to kind of expect from that match quality. But I mean, they was cooking heavily, and that's a really good suggestion. Any other? What about the rest of you guys who haven't talked? Whoever wants to throw out a match, if you have one in mind.
Well, I'd like to reveal mine. I don't think this one gets talked about enough. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go with Dragunov versus Gunther 2 at the final takeover.
Okay. So you like the second one better than the first one?
I mean, they're both really good. Like, it's tough, but I just prefer the second one more.
Second one? That's good. Second one's really good. Second one is really good. And that's one of the very few matches that Gunther now has actually lost in WWE too. So he hasn't lost to too many people. I mean, that's a very good one right there. I don't know if I like this first one and second one are kind of the same to me too. It's like I don't know which one I prefer over the other. I like them both kind of.
No, they're very different.
Equally.
They're very different.
They're very different matches. But I like
both the same. The second one is more they know each other, so they're not nearly as physical in the second one. And the first one's a lot more physical. We're going to beat the shit out of each other. The second one's like Dragunov's trying to aggravate Gunther more because Gunther's already got the win, so he's trying to aggravate him a little bit more. It's more strategic. They're both very different. Then that's why the first one I think is better, just because they're beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I like them both. I like them both a lot, man. So hopefully we get them now. We saw them doing on them house shows. Triple H, man, come on now, you're going to have to get this to us on the main roster, man.
Hey, real quick, guys, do you like? I don't have a problem with what they've done with NXT now, but do you think they should have stopped doing the takeovers, like using the name takeovers?
Yes.
You think it was right for them to do that?
Yes, because it wasn't the same NXT
era. Yeah, it was the end of the NXT era.
And when you look at even now, it should never come back. Takeover.
I would like for them to have a new name though, like come up with a new name for this era.
Yeah,
not a takeover, but it just something different that like just to label that.
Well, honestly, I like what they've done.
I'm not rocking with it.
They've basically taken all the pay-per-views we used to shit on for the main roster and gave them to NXT. No Mercy used to be a pay-per-view we used to look forward to shitting on.
Yeah,
they gave it to NXT. Great American Bash, they hadn't done nothing with that in forever. Gave it to NXT. That used to be War Games till Triple H came out into the main roster and kind of snagged that. But that used
Vengeance
to be War
Games.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, it ain't been done. Like Triple H and NXT used to get away with doing a lot of stuff because he knew Vince didn't watch. So he used to be able to do pretty much like what he wanted and appeal to his audience. Now he's on the main roster, appealing to a more casual audience, so we can't do everything that he was doing. But NXT still gets the pay-per-views that the main roster basically did not want or does not care about. Battleground.
Yep.
That's give it to NXT. If they had a roadblock end of the line on NXT,
Great Balls of Fire coming in.
Bro, Great Balls of Fire. I think
Triple H is gonna start bringing back some of his. He already brought back Bad Blood, so I think he's gonna start bringing back some of
Yo, bring back Unforgiven.
Unforgiven would be a good one.
I was just watching Unforgiven 06 last night, man.
Well, I think No Way Out is supposed to replace
Unforgiven was a good
Elimination Chamber.
It was, yeah.
That was
bring back No Way Out. Bring back.
They'll probably keep the Chamber though.
They'll keep it, but it'll replace like the name. But even this year, Day One and New Year's Revolution were all main roster specials.
Oh yeah,
like as it should be. So
I love that concept.
So
having special Raw, special SmackDowns. I love that concept.
Oh yeah, Raw. And
I most definitely think like every year. I think every year he should he did Bad Blood this year, and next year he should come back out with a classic pay-per-view. Like I feel like Armageddon, but I feel like they missed their opportunity to do a Judgment Day pay-per-view with the faction that the old Judgment Day. They missed the opportunity because this Judgment Day they don't deserve.
Well, he kept having to lose.
Did it 2 years ago.
They don't deserve
Edge. They should have did it 2 years ago when Edge was still on Judgment Day. They should have had a pay-per-view called Judgment Day.
That'd have been lit. Yeah, because when they first brought it back, I think when they first brought back the name, we all instantly went to the pay-per-view. Like Judgment Day, though,
yeah.
The pay-per-view name, bro. Okay, I guess. I think they spelled differently too. I think just like they try to spell it differently or some within that aspect too to make it seem a little different. But I mean, the name honestly, it's kind of just become its own now. Really, I mean, I haven't really thought about them like the name as like its own pay-per-view. I just think like when I think of Judgment Day now, I think of the group. I just think of the group now.
Okay, but what about this? If there's at one point they bring back Extreme Rules, do you think they should bring back if they say have a pay-per-view in Philly and they were like, hey, let's bring back One Night Stand for a pay-per-view for something like that? Would you consider that?
I wouldn't. I think the ECW One Night Stands were like you don't have those ECW guys anymore. Like most of them don't wrestle anymore.
Okay.
I think that was just it's too perfect for that. Yeah.
I mean,
RVD's like the only one.
He'd be the only one I was thinking, and then maybe the Dudleys too, or just actually
you could have like a hardcore night at a
yeah.
fucking Philadelphia type event, but other than that, don't have no ECW really now.
Yeah, because most of the OG guys they're just old.
It could be like a hardcore special, like I just said, like a day one special. It could be like a hardcore special every type.
And they can't get an extreme anymore, so it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it wouldn't kind of be. Unless I mean, it kind of I don't know. Maybe Bad Blood be a little different. We got to see what this Hell in a Cell match looks like. So
Bad Blood could be Extreme Rules.
Oh, speaking of that, remember last week when we had a conversation and I told y'all Cody and Roman were going to team up together?
You didn't say Bad Blood though.
I said it was going to happen.
Yeah, but you said War Games though. You said War Games.
No. After the War Games, because we were like, what is Cody going to do for Bad Blood? I was like, unless we see, because they had already announced that the title match was going to be at SmackDown. So I was like, unless we see Kevin Owens turn heel, we're going to get Roman and Cody. Because we were talking about what was going to be the main event. I was like, if we get Roman and Cody in a tag team, all right, cool. I could definitely see that being the main event. But I'm not going to lie, it still probably won't be.
But I feel like all of us been seeing every single pay-per-view. We've been saying like, oh, is Jimmy going to show back up and help Roman? We still have not seen Jimmy yet. So like we're trying to figure out when Jimmy's coming back.
Well, I think they put everything on pause because of his uncle and his father passing away. So I think a lot of stuff got put on pause. That's why Jey Uso finna get packed up again.
Yo, for War Games,
not too much. Not too much.
For War Games, I think they added Cody or Sami into that fifth spot or fourth spot to the War Games match.
I said after what I saw last week, it's probably going to be Cody, Sami, the Usos, and Roman versus Jacob, Tama, Solo, and then Hikuleo. I mean, that's probably going to be.
The only reason I don't think that's going to happen anymore is because Cody's now tag teaming with Roman here after he literally said, "This is not my problem. I don't want."
You don't think he's going to be in War Games though?
I don't think he's good. Now I don't. Before I was like, this is a shoe-in. But they're telling the story. But it's because of the story they're telling. With new information, my thing has changed. They are telling the story that Cody doesn't really want to deal with this anymore. He's over it. He did it this time as like a one-time thing. You know, Roman helped him. I think in his mind, he's helping Roman, even though because they keep attacking him at the end of the day. And Cody is still a white meat babyface, so he's gonna fight. Yeah. But he don't want to team with these niggas no more. He over that. So I don't know if he's gonna be. I think they might do the original.
Let the guys go.
All right, so I got 2 points to make out of this. Right, a lot of people keep mentioning how Cody Mo said he didn't want to get involved with Bloodline anymore, and backstage when he said to Nick Aldis, right? But they also all got to mention that Roman himself literally said he didn't want to help Cody Rhodes, yet he was the one who signed the contract first.
That's a good point.
After he said in his promo right before
he signed it,
before the Bloodline,
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a good point too. I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, go ahead. Got another point?
I'll let you talk right after. But the second point I want to make is that, the second thing I want to say is that do not be surprised if this team up will be the catalyst for not just KO but Randy Orton to team up and turn heel on Cody. Like that is actually a possibility. If it could happen, similarly to how Seth and KO both turned heel and were kind of working together at the end of 2021, early 2022, where they were both competing for the world title at the time. Do not be surprised if the same thing happens here, because they both now have a reason to turn on Cody because you're teaming up with Roman. Do not take that out as a possible
It might be Cody versus KO at the Rumble again, and then that's my segue into Cody versus Randy at Mania.
What about the Rumble?
I've been preaching that for fucking months.
Not forgetting about The Rock, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
The Rock will have his match.
Shit.
Let's tweak it a little bit. We got Kevin, Cody, Survivor Series, last pay-per-view of the year. Kevin is a heel, yada, right? Then we get Rock, Cody at the Rumble. Roman cost that. That's how we're going to set up Rock Roman for Mania. And then we get Cody Randy. After Randy punts him in the head, we get the legacy feud we've been waiting on since he came back. Boom.
So will you give Randy the rump? Would you give Randy the Royal Rumble win to face Cody or somebody else?
No. He don't need that. Go ahead, slide it over to the person fighting Gunther. Whoever that's gonna be.
Which would be Cena.
I said that too. I don't mind it. I'm not upset about it. I said that too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It really just depends on The Rock. All the WrestleMania matches that we're predicting right now, it all depends on The Rock himself. Whatever Randy and Cena are gonna have, right? It depends. If The Rock's gonna face Cody, then Randy Cena is going to be the match to make because Randy's not gonna have anything for Mania except for Cena, right? Mm-hmm. So I blame The Rock for holding Cody Rhodes' title run back because it was because of that Raw segment. They had the segment that they had on Raw. Then now we're gonna have to wait until Dwayne's ass comes back so that Cody can finally have that match, and then we can finally get rid of this whole storyline with him in the Bloodline. But as long as Rock is still not around, then we're gonna have to still wait. And that's what made his title run feel a bit stale because we all kind of know he's gonna keep it until Rock comes back. But if we didn't know that, then a lot of these matches would be more fun to watch because we don't know what they have planned in store. But not because again, Dwayne's gonna be the one to face Cody eventually. Cody's gonna keep that championship until then.
Wait, guys, I gotta ask this question, and I might be reaching if I say this. So we got this Bloodline situation going on right now, and obviously they just told that they just signed somebody from the Bloodline, like a female, if I'm not mistaken. that just signed as a talent? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they little cousin.
Yeah. So do you think there's gonna be a female bloodline unit eventually?
There should be. In my opinion.
If so, they should have been did it. They should have.
I was about to say they should have
Yeah.
been did it when Naomi came back and made her heel. So when they didn't do it with her, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of.
Or they could have did it last year.
Or they could have got Nia.
Earlier this year when Nia returned. Exactly.
Nia would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll have a female bloodline individually themselves. They might add ones to the group. Because the bloodline stuff it's never ending, bro. It's different layers to it. They got different people so many places. They got kids too.
They got some Tongan sisters that say they want to come to WWE too.
Yeah, they got the twin Tongan sisters. So I mean, there's different layers to it, bro. They got so many people in that damn family, bro. So I mean, they might not create one themselves, but I could see them adding women eventually to the bloodline. I mean, eventually, because
speaking of the bloodline, I'm trying. God, continue. My bad.
No, that was all I had to say. Go ahead.
So continue the bloodline, right? How you feel about Jey Uso
losing again?
My God,
He could win.
I had to say it for G. How you feel about Jey?
I felt like they should have just gave the win to Ilya. I thought Judgment Day was gonna come out and prevent Jey from winning. So I was like, okay, you get
I disagree because
bro, you know what's gonna happen.
But now they're probably gonna cost them.
No, you know exactly what's gonna happen. Jay's gonna have Judgment Day covered. He's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna have them covered. I'm gonna get some help. I'm gonna get Sami. Oh no, Sami is off doing Gunther. But I'm gonna get Rhea and Damian. I'm gonna get this thing sorted out. And then what's gonna happen is the Judgment Day will be like, oh shit, he's got it covered. Let's make a deal with the Bloodline like we did last year. We promise, hey, we'll help you take out your former leaders, and we're gonna if you help us take out our former leader. And they're gonna have another, and that's how Jey gets dragged back into this bloodline shit.
Yeah, because they
that's
got
a fair point. That's a fair assessment.
They get that little agreement, that little agreement.
I swear, this is why I love watching y'all on Sundays, bro. Y'all niggas be cooking, bro.
You be cooking,
I love watching y'all. I've been watching y'all since last year, bro. Y'all be cooking, bro.
Hey, bro, I'll be trying. I'm trying to
I've been
tell
watching y'all since y'all was with the Bleach Report.
Damn.
No, not them. We wasn't with them. We wasn't that high up. No, nowhere near that. Wait. Hey, we was with Bleach Report.
I'm like, hold up,
studio by now, bro.
I was like, I ain't get no check. What Bleach Report y'all talking about? I'm like, I ain't get no check.
That's a good point. I mean, they could do something like that. I just feel like, I don't know, bro. I'm tired of them putting Jey in title matches that he's not gonna win, bro. Don't put him in the title matches.
Tired of him losing.
He's gonna lose at this point before he actually win, bro. Like, if they're not gonna actually give him a nice little run with the title, just stop putting him in these matches, bro, because he's not winning.
He's not gonna win a title after this bloodline.
To get Braun, more credibility.
He'll never. You just get never.
Braun could be fighting Sheamus right now. He could be fighting a lot of people on that.
There are two times Jey Uso could have won this singles title. He could have won. He could have won
the U.S. title.
No, he could have won during the pandemic.
Yeah,
when he was still he was really the right hand man. He could have won during the pandemic. And the only other time I would have let it slide is if somehow, some way, they would have fought over the U.S. title, him and Jimmy or whatever, at Mania. That is the only two times I felt there was a path that wouldn't have really cost anybody anything, and you could have done something there. Yeah. But they put the title on Logan Paul, so I was like, okay, well, that's dead, because we pretty much knew LA Knight was getting that.
Yep.
And then, of course, the pandemic happened. So for me, the way I read it, he was always going to come back to the bloodline. When he went to Raw and he won tag team titles with Cody, and they cost him the next week, I knew, yeah, he's not doing anything. He's coming back to the bloodline. I didn't think it was going to take this long. I low-key thought he would have been back by now, low-key, or at least teasing something. But War Games is here. I do not see, especially now that God is here. Yeah, they winning them tag titles off of them at Mania. That is, they're going to get them tag titles at Mania.
I told you this may be
yes,
cooking,
sir.
Bro. I swear.
Yes, sir.
So when you
look at all the timelines they put Jey in title matches, besides the ones that G already named, You had him face Seth Rollins, but they were still really trying to establish that world title, so it wasn't going to be Seth. Okay, tribal combat against Roman. He was never the guy to be Roman Reigns. To me, he was never that guy. I mean, he was never that guy to be Roman Reigns. So that wasn't going to happen. Then he go up against Gunther. I mean, could he beat Gunther? I mean, yeah, I guess he could have, but they obviously wanted somebody else to elevate up to that spot. So, I mean, it wasn't going to be Gunther. Then you had him face Damian Priest. Damian just became the champ, though. So, he only been champ for about a month. So, of course, you're not going to have him lose the title after winning it a month later after cashing that Money in the Bank. So, going to have to establish his run further. Now, you got Braun Breaker. He just won the championship, and this is his first championship defense. I feel like at this stage, like it's okay for Jey to lose the couple in the beginning. The Roman Reigns one, Seth Rollins one, the Gunther. I wasn't even mad about that. That's okay. But like once we got to Damian Priest, I'm like, bro, y'all got to stop putting him in title matches when he's not winning the title match. Though, like at this stage, he's so over. I feel like the people who like him, they're ready for him to get that push as singles champion. He lost all the matches and put people over at that stage. Okay, but like if you're gonna continue to have him win number one contender matches and then continue to put him in these title matches that he's not winning. That doesn't do any good for Jey at this stage. I feel like that just makes him look more of a loser, which is not good for him.
And what I think Triple H is trying to do is replicate the same type of patience he did with LA Knight. The only difference is LA Knight was not in title matches losing all the time. That's really the difference. LA Knight had the one match with Roman and then the Fatal 4-Way, but it's Roman, so everybody lets it slide because we knew what it was. Jey has been in 4 title matches. And well, really 5 if you count the tag team. He's been in 4 title matches and lost every single one.
And the problem is too, they keep when you look at, especially with that mid card scene, like they keep Jey's still over, but they also keep adding different layers of people that could possibly be the ones to get it, like a Bronson Reed and other people they're building up too. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then when you get back into the bloodline stuff, like once that's over with, like you said, he's just gonna be back in the tag team with Jimmy again.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Be a singles champion.
I think
he could eventually
afterwards, but by that time, everybody's gonna be like, "Well,
it's about time."
I mean, I guess now
he could eventually. It's just like though, it's like if you drag it out too long, then it could just feel over. It could feel a little too late. It's kind of like when Braun Strowman won the Universal Championship. Like it was 3 years too late at that time frame.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's like Braun won the Universal Championship, but like how many people really were still invested or really cared about Braun Strowman at that particular time frame? It felt a little too late. You know, they didn't pull the trigger at the time a couple years ago when we wanted him to beat Brock Lesnar, when we wanted him to get that push, when we felt he was the most dominant force on the roster. And then when not to make it even worse, when he won the Universal Championship, he was just a replacement. He replaced Roman Reigns in that match. So he wasn't even supposed to be in that match to begin with. That wasn't even supposed to be his spot.
But,
they basically put that title on him just until they were ready for Roman Reigns to come back, or Roman Reigns was ready to come back. And as soon as he came back, they put that title on him immediately. So
nigga, damn.
The only reason Jey Uso's in this match is because Bronson Reed wasn't there to be the tournament. But I think Bronson Reed should have been the one taking on Braun Breaker, but because he wasn't there for COVID or whatever, they've given it to Jey Uso because he's a safe bet and everybody likes him. I don't think it was meant to be him to start with. I think
I feel the same way a little bit too.
I think it was meant to be Bronson Reed.
Actually, you say that, but you know what I think would have happened? I think the opposite of the finish would have happened. Instead of Bronson Reed,
okay, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I think would have happened.
I felt like the only reason that Bronson Reed interrupted that and did that was because he still needed to keep his momentum. I feel like that was just thrown in there so Bronson Reed can keep his momentum and put him in that feud, even still with Braun Strowman.
Because I got a match on
Monday. I feel like Jey Uso being thrown in against Braun Breaker seems like filler. I don't know why he's.
Yeah, it should have been Ilya. It should have been
Ilya. They're gonna do the.
It should have been
Ilya would have been great.
There is a story there.
Yeah, 100%.
They're gonna do the.
It's kind of like
I hope not.
It's kind of like with the Baron Corbin stuff. Like if you go back and look, why Baron Corbin was always he had bad gimmicks, but he was always like the safe bet. He was such a good worker and he was safe. They always just put him against the people that they wanted to help elevate further. And they're kind of doing that with Jey Uso. But it's like Jey Uso should not be a guy you're helping to elevate right now. He should be a guy you're trying to help create in the singles division. Eventually, when the time comes, everybody's gonna have to put people over and help elevate. But that's not Jey Uso's time right now. It's supposed to be like him.
No, I agree.
Can I say this?
Go
ahead. Whoever was talking, I don't know who just said something. Somebody just said something.
Oh, sorry, guys. I just want to say this because, like, honestly, I really think
the God and the Usos tag team match don't really need the championships because you got Rock and Roman. That's pretty much who's the head of the family. God and Usos, this should be just who's the best tag team because I feel like another team should be in that position to have them titles like the Profits and stuff like this. I think they should be able to have them titles. Don't get like, started. The Profits should then be champions at this point, in my opinion. I don't care about the Bloodline, the GOG in particular.
You got some good points. I mean, you definitely look at because I don't like they took the titles off DIY. That really
that pisses me off.
They
should have won way back in Mania.
God could have won these titles after Survivor Series, but hey.
Yeah, you think?
But I mean, I do feel like
they could have just won it at Mania.
That too. When the ladder match, they should.
You talking about DIY?
Yeah, the ladder match.
I never believed it was gonna win it.
I think they should have.
They should have had. They should have.
I think AJ Dunner was gonna win those titles.
Because that was crazy how we had.
Wait, were they even in the match?
They were in the match.
Wait. What team got sacrificed? That we were all like they should have been in it, but they had to lose.
Street Profits.
No. Who wasn't in the match? Because they had like qualifying matches and stuff.
Profits wasn't in
Profits
was one of them.
It wasn't the Profits because the Profits.
Maybe Pretty Deadly.
They had that on.
Pretty Deadly. It
was the Creed brothers. It was the Creed brothers because they lost like a triple threat.
Yeah.
When they was kind of getting some steam, and it was like, oh, did you really want to sacrifice them? But hey, Kurt Angle might come back to manage American Made, so we'll see.
Yes, sir.
American. That would be crazy.
Amazing.
Claim his real son, Chad Gable.
Yeah.
True son.
Jason Jordan, man.
Mickey, Mickey.
I've got a real question to ask, right? So between Jade and Bianca, who would you prefer to turn heel over the other?
Bianca.
Oh, Bianca.
For me, it's Bianca. I feel like she finally needs to turn heel.
It could go either way, but which would I rather prefer? I like for Bianca to do it.
I would like for Bianca to do it because we haven't seen it yet
in a while
since NXT.
But I can't see.
But I mean, a monster heel
Jay doing a lot of selling just by the way she's been presented.
Yeah.
So I think she would do better with a heel run, like as like something she needs. But Bianca is what I want to see because
comparing them both, I think the way I look at it, Bianca I think would have better heel character work, but Jade is more of an opposing threat just based off her look as a heel in general. Yeah. So they could easily build her up into a heel. All she got to do is beat people up.
Especially because she was a good heel in AEW, in my opinion. Yeah. She
all she has to do is just destroy people.
But my thing is, if you want to establish Bianca Belair potentially being the GOAT women's wrestler, she's already had an elite female, Jesus Christ, face run. Imagine an elite heel run.
Like, you're right, but she's also considered the John Cena now of WWE. So it's like, do you really want to do that now?
But
I think you got to do it right now.
They got
Rhea now.
Yeah, babyface Rhea.
With John Cena, you didn't really you had him, but they were too scared to pull the trigger with anyone else.
No, you're right. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about right now. I think Bianca's gonna get her heel run when they finally turn to Street Profits. I think Bianca's gonna get her heel run too, but.
Maybe
or when Montez turns on Dawkins or leaves Dawkins and turns heel. Like they just need to split the profits at this point.
Was been gonna turn heel.
If you're not gonna give him another title run, split them up.
Split them.
They said Montez don't want to do it though, bro. He don't want to do it. He don't want to leave Dawkins behind. That's what
you don't want to leave Dawkins
because they want to be like the New Day. They want to be like the New Day.
The New Day should never break.
Honestly, I think it's more so like. If they split up, he doesn't want Dawkins to not be doing anything. Which honestly, that's the biggest fear. Like if Montez is going to get pushed, and then Dawkins is going to be lost somewhere. Which honestly, I feel like they should just put Dawkins back in NXT, bro. He could be a great single star down there, bro.
But I feel like they're not going to see the potential in him, bro. Yeah, he's got a lot of potential, and they're not going to see it. Triple H is not going to use it.
I feel like even if you put him in NXT, I feel like that's almost a step down for him. And even when he goes back there, it's great to see you. But it's like,
I mean, it could be a step down, but I mean, what's better for him to go back to NXT and have who would you trust more, Dawkins in NXT or Shawn Michaels, or on the main roster with Triple H?
Well, no, Shawn Michaels for sure.
And I get you, but at the end of the day, Dawkins is gonna have to come back up.
Yeah,
and he'll be more established.
He will be, but I would still fear him.
I hope it's not an Apollo run.
Exactly. That's literally what I was about to say. I'm afraid he's gonna get an Apollo treatment or a
he went to
Corbin
NXT
treatment
like 3 times.
It
could be a different.
Yeah, that's just
I feel like
you can do it like you
really
did
good
with the New Day.
Ridiculous.
I feel like you can do it how they tried to do with the New Day. When Kofi got his singles run, Kofi was the guy, they supported him cool. Big E got his run, Big E was the guy, they supported him cool. I feel like Angelo Dawkins, just split them up in the draft, but they're still like, hey, we're tight, but I guess they split us up.
One goes to Raw,
they don't turn on each other, they still support each other, and then eventually they'll come back.
Like a Billy Boy situation where they both split apart and they're still cool with each other.
Yeah, like they don't have to. Like even though a heel Tez would be great, they don't have to split. It worked for the New Day because that was the big thing that I think Vince was scared of. Whereas like if I don't turn them on one, like if they really gonna care, like but no, the New Day are perfectly fine. And I think honestly, it's made them better the fact that they haven't split up. Right? Like I know Odyssey Jones kind of messed up what they were telling, but like this was the only time it was a genuine fear Xavier Woods was gonna turn, and they've scrapped that. They scrapped it.
I'm glad. I don't think that should ever happen.
No, Xavier Woods turning would have been great. I would have liked that.
I don't want
I feel like if Kofi and Big E could have had singles run while the other guys supported him, Xavier definitely could have had a singles run with other guys. It doesn't make any sense why he would turn.
And I agree with you. I agree with you, Nate. I just think Xavier Woods would have done some great work. I think
he does.
because he's great.
I feel like the New Day is one of those tag teams that just doesn't need a breakup. The Usos
and that's how I feel about the Street Profits. I don't think they do either.
No,
I agree with you completely. I agree with you completely.
Montez Ford can have a singles run and not break up the Street Profits.
Yeah, have him win the IC title or the US title in a ladder match.
Or just put him in the title picture as a singles
or the Elimination Chamber
and let him show it off.
I'll do it at WrestleMania. Montez in a ladder match at WrestleMania.
That would be lit. That would be
gas. Yeah, because who else is title ladder match? We talk about the outlook. What's LA Knight gonna do? And are we sure he's gonna be the champion by the time we get there?
No.
Champion.
When do you think LA is dropping him though?
Nah, I'd say for him to lose it at Mania, and then that's where I gear him up for Money in the Bank.
Bro, I need
Give me LA Knight Money in the Bank at this point. I'm kind of
winning Money in the Bank next year.
That Money in the Bank is going to Carmelo Hayes. I hope y'all know.
I want to be.
Hey,
see, but I'm fine with that too.
Dominic Mysterio's Money in the Bank.
Bro, I'm kind of feeling the Dominic Mysterio move.
Dominic Mysterio's Money in the Bank.
Man, I was calling Dominic last year, bro.
Dom or Carmelo, I'm alright with.
But I mean, I could see them giving. I could see the LA Knight. I could see the LA Knight point because if they want to start using the mid card titles as like the workhorse titles, and then you move back up, like once you lose that, you elevate to the main event scene. If they want to go back to that tradition, I could see LA Knight winning the briefcase and then becoming the world champion later. If Triple H,
I could also see him just winning it straight up, or at least.
I mean that too, but I mean the briefcase. I mean they wanted to. They could start using that more because they had to use that to sacrifice a year for the storyline. So if they want to, if they want to start using that to make it more of like we're gonna use that briefcase to help build future main event stars, LA Knight wouldn't be a bad choice.
In hindsight, it was a great call.
Yeah, I was like, can we?
LA Knight next year?
Next year,
because I was
after he loses the U.S. title, like assuming he goes to WrestleMania.
Nah, bro, nah. He's no. His time to be like Money in the Bank. No, he can win a world title, but give it to someone younger. Bro.
I don't think he needs Money in the Bank.
No, he doesn't need Money in the Bank. No,
give it to someone. If he got it, I'm fine with it.
Hey,
I think one person could be I think one person can be LA Knight if it came to it. I think probably like a heel Andrade with a Zelina possibly.
I don't know why they don't want to run that back. I don't know why they ain't running that.
That was a perfect.
Because LWO, Nate, that's why. Because LWO.
Yeah.
That's still a thing.
You gotta walk around with the chocolate.
Just put Raquel in LWO.
They just signed Armando Estrada, like Umaga's manager. So they could maybe make him Andrade's manager instead. But I don't know how that would work. So.
Okay, but outside of Andrade and Melo, who else would you give the title to?
Santos Escobar.
No, come on.
No.
Jacob Fatu?
He's fell off hard, bro. There's no way.
Jacob Fatu wouldn't be a bad choice. Jacob Fatu won't be a bad choice.
Jacob with the briefcase?
I don't think Jacob.
No, with the US title.
But who's taking it off of Jacob?
Comfort level.
Now, that's the problem, though. Who's taking over Jacob?
What you mean?
Roman.
Triple threat.
Dominic Mysterio.
Triple threat.
Oh,
Triple
bro.
threat.
Dominic Mysterio beat
Triple
Jacob
threat. Fatal
Fatu?
4-way.
Dominic
Not a match.
Mysterio.
You say
Off
Dominic?
of
You don't
Jacob?
think Jacob in a
I think
one-on-one
Dom's
match?
gonna get the IC title,
Oh,
not the US
multi-man,
title.
multi-man,
I'm about to say
I'm
multi-man.
gonna say you're tweaking, bro. He gonna have a taser in there.
It would have to be. It would have to be somebody. Well, you got to think
Put
the
a
draft.
tranquilizer
Draft
dart in that nigga.
you got to remember the draft happened too, so there could be somebody that. I mean, the roster's going to change.
That's
so,
true.
I mean,
That's true.
It
I
could
don't
be a,
think
it could be a
LA
Braun
hold it
Breaker.
long
It could
enough
be
to
a
do
Bronson.
that.
I mean, it could be something like that. Braun Breaker. I can see a
Shit,
Braun
never
Breaker.
know. They
I can see
might
a
bring
Braun
up
Breaker.
Obi.
Obafemi.
They
Obafemi
might bring up
Obi.
Obi. That's the
Amazing.
only person
Yeah.
I can see that might
Babyface
beat
Femi's,
Jacob.
that's a really good.
That NXT CW card is looking lit right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Obafemi.
but
It
hey,
is.
but can we just acknowledge that we need to trust in G Baby sometimes? Because
No.
I told y'all that
No.
sacrificing the Money in the Bank was a great decision, and
It was.
looking back
Don't
at
trust
it
the
now,
man that never takes his do-rag off. Don't trust him.
I already have.
I never disagree with that. I mean,
I'm just talking about because
I
obviously
disagree.
everybody watched the chat. A lot of people was hating on me for that. Talk about G Baby.
No, they do be hating on you for no reason, bro.
Cut the beat. That's crazy.
Nah, that shit was fun. dude.
That's crazy.
God.
I don't know if you're calling me conceited or DJ D-Rec. I don't know which one.
Nah, and some niggas
That's a G-Baby cut the
got
beat.
some niggas on who be saying some dumb shit, and that's why when y'all be saying that bring back bullying and shit, I be like, yeah, definitely.
Some people just be tweaking, bro. They be
That bring back bullying.
Bro,
shit,
bullying
'cause, like,
works,
what the
bro. I
fuck
be
is
trying
y'all
to tell
talking
niggas.
about?
Hey,
Give
man.
me some dumb
It
shit.
builds
I'll
character,
tell you,
man.
bro.
Really?
It builds character.
People need to be bro.
G.
There's niggas,
Yeah.
the niggas that think that War Games was invented in 2022, bro.
Oh yeah, I saw
that too, bro.
I saw that on Twitter.
Go to the chat.
Bro.
Go to the chat. I sent the link in the
bro.
chat.
Yeah,
It's that Twitter.
yeah,
It's I sent it like Friday or something.
Yeah,
Some
that's
people
where I
don't
get
do
the
their
sign.
some people don't do their
That's where I
research,
get
bro.
the
Some people don't do their
sign.
research, man.
That's where I get the sign.
There's
Some
so
people
many
don't do their
people that
research.
don't watch NXT, bro.
Yeah, you
Even
even
before
surprised.
that.
Don't even know about WCW and NWA, bro.
They don't know that shit exists, bro.
I was surprised by
They
that
started
too when I
complaining,
figured
saying
out people
Gunther's
didn't watch
boring after
NXT,
he
bro. I was
ran. It's like, bro, shut
going
the
back
hell
to the Black and Gold days. I remember talking to people like in group chats, and people just didn't know who Shinsuke like coming up to the main roster. I'm like, dude, y'all watch WWE though. I honestly couldn't believe people didn't watch NXT. Like, it's the same brand though. Like,
Normally,
And
on a big
even
stage,
followed it.
now,
I didn't watch it at that
even
time.
now at this, even now in 2024, I'm like, bro, how do y'all not?
Yeah.
Like, why don't y'all watch NXT? That doesn't like to me. You're missing a canon part of the show. Like it's
Yeah, now it's canon. Back then it wasn't. So I
Yeah,
can
so,
understand.
like,
I was like following it
But
back
what
then.
bothers me
I was
about
following.
that though is when Sami Zayn talked to Gunther, said he was the only guy who beat him. It's like, no, you're
It's like,
not.
no, you aren't.
Not
No,
at
you're
all.
not.
Like,
Yeah, that was
You're not
weird.
even the
That
only
was
guy
weird.
on
I
this
didn't like
brand.
that.
No,
The
but
two
you
other
was
people
weird.
on the
only
same
guy to
brand.
beat him like for a title on the main roster. Like nobody else could beat Gunther for that
That's
title.
true. That's true.
Chad Gable's the only technical title loss he had, but it didn't count because it was count out. So what Sammy said was correct. Nobody else could beat him for that title. Every single fucker on that roster tried. No one could do it.
and it's
And I
He
want
said
Sammy
he was,
to
he,
win.
he said he was the
I
only
think
man
Sammy
to beat Gunther. He said, "I'm the only man to beat you." Like, period.
Sure, but
I
like
was
in,
like,
in context,
what's more
I mean,
confusing
the
I'm
only
about
like,
it
oh.
is
Like on the main
Ilya
Fucking
Dragunov
Walter.
And Nate, you know what's so
Now
crazy?
they try to separate Walter and Gunther, two different.
Hey,
two
Nate,
Hey,
you know,
I mean,
you know what's so crazy, Nate?
what?
The same guy when he was telling Gunther, I could have swore in the promo battle with Braun Breaker, he literally told him, "You beat Braun Breaker." Or you beat Gunther. Like I could have sworn he told.
And they
Braun
bring it
Breaker.
up on commentary all the time. They bring it up on. They
No,
brought it up on
Sami
commentary
Zayn
too.
did say that in a promo though. He said that in a promo. He said, I think he said that in a promo.
And they brought it up
No,
on
but
commentary.
yeah, when
They
he was
said
fighting
Sami.
Braun
They,
Breaker, he literally told Braun
Yeah.
Breaker, like, "You beat Gunther too." So I know, and I'm like, bro, like, come on.
they brought it up on commentary.
WWE legend.
Even-
So it's canon.
Even Ilya himself said he beat Gunther on the main roster. He said that in one of his first backstage.
It's
promos.
canon,
So
bro.
you
Like, it's
know
canon.
that,
NXT's
like,
canon now.
Now
bro.
NXT's canon. So I don't know why
Yeah.
Sami Zayn literally.
Yeah,
said
they back.
that.
They like.
I think he just flubbed
Zayn
his
talks-
line. I think he just flubbed it. I think he just flubbed his line. I think
Honestly, I think Sami
Probably.
Zayn. I know we got to get to War Games, but like Sami Zayn needs to turn heel after all of this is done.
Why?
You want to know?
Why?
You want to know why? So look. This could be the this could be the money talking. Nate, this is fair warning. This could be the money talking, right? But here's why I feel like. Here's why I feel like Sami Zayn maybe not needs to turn heel, but I think is about to turn heel, right? I think come next year after Mania, I feel like Sami Zayn's gonna be a heel. Here's why.
On who? Turn on who?
Who he turning on though?
Well, let me get there.
Okay,
So,
okay.
So, when we were doing this Braun Breaker feud, people like me were already tired of Sami Zayn and the character he was portraying. Like, bro, you're not the underdog anymore. Stop acting like you're the underdog. I've already seen you overcome the odds. Stop doing it. And right after that episode, Triple H was like, okay, G baby, you're right. We'll start telling that story. They started doing it, and then he lost the title. Right? Then he lost the title. Right? He lost the rematch. Now he's about to get packed up by Gunther. Right?
I hope so.
Mm-hmm. Now we got to get to War Games. Okay? We have to get to War Games. So I understand this might take a minute. But Sami Zayn, once he won the title, people still didn't believe in him. Lost to Braun Breaker. Lost to Gunther. It's kind of floundering again. Even though it might be a little repetitive, he's kind of floundering again. He don't really know where to go. Slowly but surely, he's going to start getting bitter. He's going to start getting upset. He can't be that same smile, baby face underdog guy because we tired of this. We tired of this, right? So, he's going to start getting bitter. He's going to start getting desperate. One of these days, there's going to be a face-off or a backstage segment, rather. He's going to be looking at Chad Gable. Chad Gable and him going to have eye to eye. And Chad Gable's going to be like, yeah, you might have beat Gunther, but where did that get you? Sami Zayn going to be looking around like, you're right. I didn't even hold the title for that long. Didn't even have that many defenses. Had like, what, 3? Lost my second feud. And then we might get a heel Sami Zayn. I don't know. This could be the money talking. This could be the money talking.
Can I say this, though? I want to say this real quick. That sounds so much like a carrying cross type this stuff.
No. Stop.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, because carrying cross everybody heel. Everybody heel, so yeah.
In all of that, where does Sami and Jey winning tag team titles fit into that?
It's for you, G.
Wait. What did you say? What?
Where does Sami and Jey go into the tag team titles?
That's for you, bro.
Sami and Jey are going to take
That's for you. For that ass.
You're asking Sami and Jey for the tag titles?
I think they're going to try and get the tag team titles.
I think that's done. I think they scrapped that.
Oh, they're usually done.
Yeah, I think because honestly, I think Roman deciding to take a little bit longer of a break.
Yeah.
Because his family died. I think they pushed the Bloodline stuff to later. So I think they scrapped that because they were supposed to fight for them tag titles after Sami Zayn lost to Braun Breaker. But then they sent Sami to Gunther and they sent Jey to Braun.
Yes, but when they're done with that, I reckon there's a chance that they might at least give it a shot and we'll have a tag team title match, whether they win it or not. But I still think that's going to fit in there somewhere.
Yeah, because
he could. I
don't see them winning it.
I'm not saying
I don't think they're going to win it.
No, I can see it because they're the tag team champions too.
So
yeah, I can see it.
After Bad Blood, how many weeks is it till Survivor Series? Is there a pay-per-view in between there?
Crown Jewel. There's Crown Jewel.
Oh, Crown Jewel.
Oh, you know what? Oh, well, my timeline still works because that's the Crown. That's a Crown Jewel match waiting to happen. Sami Zayn and Jey Uso versus the Judgment
Day.
McDonough. Yeah, that's a Crown Jewel match.
Or I mean, yeah. If you want to get technical, Damian and Jey are technically the ones that beat the Judgment.
They're coming,
man. All right.
I hope y'all know Jacob is pinned solo for that Crown Jewel match.
Wait, what?
Wait,
solo.
I can see WWE having Jacob pin Cody for that Crown Jewel match.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, please, no.
Cody
that's not a WWE thing.
You mean Bad Blood? You mean Bad Blood?
No, he said he's going to.
No, Crown Jewel.
He Jacob and Cody going to fight at Crown.
I mean, I can see Kevin Owens costing Cody.
Crown Jewel, which I'm not going to.
I don't think Kevin Owens
means Jacob's going to be champion. I don't think they're going to take that title.
Nah.
Who said Jacob be champion?
Bro,
you say he's going to pin Cody.
No.
He going to pin Cody at Bad Blood, and he going to face him for that title Crown Jewel.
To set up the match for Crown Jewel.
Just set up
that man. Kind of what they did solo,
Cody.
But they're not going to do. But they're not going to do it. Because niggas is going to be sick if Cody Rhodes beats Jacob Fatu.
One nigga's going to have to be sick then.
It has to end the disqualification.
Hey, I mean,
no, but do you want your man to Crown Jewel and to get a DQ?
Honestly, no. Honestly, it would only make the really Bloodline fans sick because the Cody fans they're not gonna care. I mean, the Bloodline fans are gonna be mad.
The
though,
Bloodline
he
stands.
he was the first man to pin Solo on the main roster.
Well, the
beat Roman for the
Bloodline
title,
stands,
and he pinned Jacob. That's gonna be crazy.
The Bloodline stands are mad at Cody.
fight?
Cody could breathe, and the Bloodline stands gonna be mad at Cody.
Oh yeah.
They gonna twist it to make it seem like he's ass. Like, bro, stop.
Yeah. But how would?
Okay.
Who does he fight at Crown Jewel?
Who, Cody?
Yeah.
Kevin
Kevin
Owens.
I think Kevin Owens is the reason why they lose at Bad Blood.
Carmelo Hayes.
He lost the series. How do you lose the series and Andrade gets the U.S. title?
Who can't even speak English correctly?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I fell asleep in the middle of that show. I fell asleep in the middle of that show. I didn't know he lost. So I assumed.
Yeah, he lost. They already said LA Knight already said he getting a title match next week. Him and Andrade next week for the U.S. title.
So. We working towards the triple thing, right? Triple threat then, right? That's what we
triple threat for sure.
Well, yeah, probably with Carmelo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Does that happen on SmackDown or on pay-per-view?
The triple threat will be on the pay-per-view.
I don't know. Triple A, you never know Triple A.
I'm about to say Triple A. I don't know if he's gonna book LA.
No, I think the triple threat. I think the triple
with the US title.
Triple threat will be a pay-per-view, but I think like this US match right here is just one-on-one. I think Carmelo's gonna get
a crown
involved.
match, a crown jewel match or something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or no, probably Survivor Series. They're gonna need some fillers for the war. You know.
You're right. They do need fillers for that.
Oh, there you go.
Well, is Cody still gonna be on War Games? Because he said he was done with the Bloodline, but
I still think
he's gonna be a part of that.
He's gonna be in
Bad Blood. That's it. Bad
Blood. Wait.
I don't know.
Malik, you think LA Knight's the finish title at Survivor Series?
I mean, probably, yeah. Probably.
So does Braun Breaker defend his title that night too?
Yeah, 2 mid-card championships and a woman title match. That's all you need.
I don't see Triple H doing that.
No, I think they're gonna have one
what
more.
he did
Time.
last
I think
year,
Gunther will defend the title. I think it's gonna be Gunther and
No,
Cena.
last year they did Escobar and Dragon Lee. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be Escobar and Carlito, and then they switched it to Dragon Lee. That's right.
Which was weird, but
it's gonna be Punk versus Gunther this year.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
so you have and then for the women's War Games
Mo,
match,
chill out, Mo.
Look, the women's War Game match, we're gonna have Bianca, Jade, Naomi, and whatever fourth they can find, most likely Bailey or something, versus Alba Fire, Isla Dawn. I combine their names. Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, Blair Davenport, and
so they're gonna have 2 SmackDowns War Games matches.
I already told you. I told you how
the Bloodline gonna be one. Yeah, SmackDown.
Yeah. Damage control. The stunt versus the stunt line. You gotta fill it in.
I was gonna say there is no women's feud.
That's god. If they put that,
I was about to say this match will be Rhea and Damage Control versus no Pop Collection and Liv and Raquel.
No Pop Collection.
Wow. No Pop Collection. Wow.
No, they get the whole reaction.
That shit killed me.
That's the.
Man, do not.
Bro, that's
every year since 2022, well, they always do brand for War Games. The brands, like if it's SmackDown for men's, it's gonna be Raw for women's, or if it's Raw for men's, it's gonna be SmackDown for women.
Do they do that every year?
Yeah.
They did that last year too.
Last year's was Raw. Because that's when CM Punk came back and Orton and stuff, and then they did the SmackDown with Damage Control and all that stuff. So the year before it was Bloodline, and it was Raw. So I mean, that's what I said. They're not gonna do 2 SmackDown War Games matches.
I hope next year they drop War Games, bro. Not every year it needs to be.
It doesn't need to be a pay-per-view. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Wait,
War Games should just happen when it's appropriate.
Nothing is.
But we're
Go ahead,
waiting
G.
we're waiting for the Will and Regal announcement. I think that's what Triple H is waiting.
War
Games. That's what we're waiting on. But
I will say this: people
that
are.
I wouldn't mind seeing the traditional 5-on-5.
People that are
don't disrespect them. Hey, Dre, don't
with,
disrespect them like that. Don't disrespect Shayna and Sonya to go like that. That's fucked up.
People that are okay with War Games being a pay-per-view hate the concept of Hell in a Cell as a pay-per-view. It's the same issue. Like, why? Why is one okay, the other isn't?
Wait, what are you talking
about? Because War Games is more storyline driven than Hell in a Cell. They just put random.
Yeah, but like announce.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. No. This is where I say, if Triple H had Hell in a Cell on the books every year, if for some reason TKO sponsors like you have to have Hell in a Cell in October every year, he would drive this. He would make stories for Hell in a Cell every single year, like he does War Games. That's what he would do. And it's a problem either way. It's a problem either way because
I don't like it either way.
Like just like Hell in a Cell, I feel like War Games should be like, okay, we're doing this because this is the feud that requires
these groups cannot stop
a War
fighting.
Games match.
It's
Yeah, they
just like
can't stop
Bad
fighting.
Boys.
So even if it's in
Just
June,
like Bad
or if
Boys.
it's in April, or if it's in December, I feel like that's what should happen.
Here's my non-troll devil's advocate, my non-troller one, right?
Oh boy.
Because obviously we didn't know each other at this time, so I'm not gonna say you guys did or didn't, but just overall consensus from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
You guys' complaints about it right now or your concerns towards it. Triple H has been doing this. Just from what I've seen, nobody was tripping that War Games was always the Thanksgiving NXT Takeover show. Every year it was the just like Survivor Series is the Thanksgiving show.
It was great.
That's what War Games was.
Consensus,
and,
yes.
Undisputed Era was you knew we got to June,
and that's the thing.
We knew they was
going to be in
War
that
Games.
Yeah.
Like so that's
Consensus.
What I'm not saying y'all didn't have these issues because I didn't know you guys, so I'm not gonna say y'all didn't. Right. But from what I've seen overall, you guys' concerns that I see now, I never saw before.
Nobody had that issue before.
It's the same thing
because it's NXT and it's the main roster. That's why it's different.
Yeah,
things.
people were cool at NXT.
I don't mind them doing it every year as long as they're story based stuff. Like the reason
that's the thing. I just feel like
fair enough.
The reason I hated Hell in a Cell for so long was because they would just put anybody in there, bro. They could have one. Like it could be their
Mark
first
Henry
match,
and fucking Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Why?
Yeah, Mark Henry, Randy Orton.
Why?
Like this. The most random Hell in a Cell matches ever.
Y'all remember Bobby? Y'all remember Bobby Lashley and Xavier Woods had a Hell in a Cell
on Raw?
Oh my God! Because Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio had
because USA started PMSing, bro.
Like they put the most random matches in there. Now there were some. Like Usos versus New Day, that was storyline driven. That was
top 5. That was a classic right there.
That was good. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, they had a storyline driven because they had some matches.
But what about now?
There was some storyline.
Bailey, Sasha.
Bailey, yeah, there's some storyline driven ones, but
excellent.
It felt like they would just put anybody in a Hell in a Cell match at some. Like they would just put anybody in there at some point, just for the sake of it. Like we're gonna put.
I will never forget this spot where Sheamus inside Hell in a Cell had. I think it was Randy Orton. Had him up for an Irish Crush backbreaker on the stairs and missed the stairs. What's the point, bro? I hate.
He hit it on the stairs. That was it.
He hit his leg. He didn't even hit the stairs.
No, he hit his leg on the stairs. He just hit the move just on the stairs. Like he just did his move on the stairs.
Yeah.
They were just doing Hell in a Cell for no reason.
Hey, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton was in the Hell in a Cell.
That was a very good match.
No. That's when he got the.
But that's not the match that needed Hell in a Cell. It didn't need Hell in a Cell though.
Exactly.
No, they didn't Hell in a Cell, but that match could.
Yeah, that was my point.
Absolutely.
All right.
Guys,
and they only did that too to find out because Jeff Hardy, he always wanted to do a Hell in a Cell match, so that's literally the reason why they did it.
His dream match was him and
because he's a lunatic.
That's the only Hell in a Cell match he's ever did.
Remember, they got
What's Jeff Hardy, G baby?
But what about right now, though, guys? Like,
Jeff Hardy is my monkey.
I don't even think CM Punk Drew McIntyre.
Darby Allin.
I think it should be 3 stages of Hell.
Hey, respect.
3 stages of Hell.
Yeah, I think Hell in a Cell is like them giving us a low end of it. 3 stages of Hell is what we should have got. I think this feud's too big for Hell in a Cell. It's not enough.
Yeah, Rhea and Liv should be in Hell in a Cell.
It would make more sense.
I don't think that's a personal. view like that. For being,
that go back 2 years.
Give it like 2 months.
The only reason I would push back on that a little bit because I don't know if the Rhea and Liv story is gonna be over with, especially if Rhea wins.
Exactly. Yeah. They haven't done enough to make it a Hell in a Cell.
Walking the Mania with the title.
So look, here's
Liv's not good enough to walk into Mania with the title. It's too long.
Whoa.
You don't like that?
Wait.
So
Liv Morgan as a world champion till WrestleMania. Dear God, what is
she's not
this?
she's not good enough.
I would take that. They would have to keep Judgment Day together. They'll have to keep her and Dominic
She
together.
should stay in Judgment Day. Stay in Judgment Day.
Yeah, Judgment Day.
The girl as a solo act.
Here are my 2 pushbacks.
I will call Charlotte myself.
As the person who called Liv Morgan Dak Prescott myself, right?
Fuck
As
that.
the person who called her Dak Prescott myself. Here are my only 2 pushbacks to that.
Oh,
one, you say she's not good enough to hold the title. Hey, yeah. And I'm a Saints fan, so screw them Cowboys. Anyways,
hey, them niggas lost. I'm Eagles fan. Yes, sir.
Hey, one, you say she's not good enough to hold the world title till Mania. Your statement isn't necessarily wrong. But who else is on the Raw roster? Not a soul. Zelina Vega ain't finna do it. The Pure Fusion Collective ain't finna do it. And Lyra Valkyria ain't been built up enough yet.
She could be by that time. Or EO.
EO's right there.
I don't care who does it.
EO again?
You say EO, but EO right
Charlotte.
now. EO. Oh,
I will call her myself.
No.
Every year
she would have told her something.
Charlotte's going to SmackDown. She's going to take it off Jax.
But here's the thing.
Wait on that call, man.
So that's my
Charlotte,
first
take care of
pushback.
business,
They're
please.
kind of in a spot where they don't have to.
ASAP, bro. Come on.
I also think with this new group and all that, I always said Dom and Liv are going to be the new weaker version of Edge and Lita. I think that's what they are now.
Perfect. That's perfect for them.
So I think this is going to be their gimmick for a minute. Now, I said before, if Rhea beat Liv when she came back, it would have done all the storytelling you did. That's why when me and Malik got into it, I told him the Judgment Day has to win this feud. Rhea and Damian Priest to me will be fine if they do lose. They don't need it. Finn, though, he needs it. Liv, she needs it. So I think when they have this match, they're going to win the feud. They have
But
to.
what happens
And
after
then,
that, though?
and then you
Mo,
can, the Royal Rumble winner. The Royal Rumble winner can be the one to take the title off Liv. Because all she's gonna be is a sneaky cheating heel with Dom. That's all they're gonna be. That's all they need.
But how on earth is Liv?
I'm gonna give you pushback. I'm gonna give you pushback. Finn does not need to win this feud, bro. He's done. Finn is cooked. He's like Rey Mysterio's left knee, bro. He's cooked. He's cooked.
That's what I want.
I don't think
if she wins it back, I'm gonna be so happy.
But
Dom
that feud's not
I don't
gonna
think
they're gonna continue to feud.
The only way I would have saw Rhea win it back if they would have put this in Hell in a Cell, I'd be like, I feel like Rhea's winning it back. But this is a regular match.
But I think Rhea's going to get anyway. They need someone who can carry the whole roster. Liv can't carry the whole women's roster.
I don't think you do though. I don't think you do.
Well, who does Liv feud with the title then?
Well, to be fair, Rhea wasn't even really carrying that roster because she wasn't.
Thank you.
She wasn't even involved in the roster, bro. So she couldn't even carry.
Rhea's first 6 months of her championship. Rhea's first 6 months of her championship were dog.
She barely defended.
She was feuding with Natalia.
That's not her fault though. But again, you're
So
right.
it's not Liv's fault.
It's not Liv's fault either. It's not Liv's fault.
You give like
It's not.
even if you put Liv in there, I don't think she's going to be able to carry that title to a world women's champion title level anyway. I generally don't think she's good enough. And I'm not a hater. I'm trying not to be. I think taking it off Liv and giving it to Rhea is the best thing for Raw because she's your biggest female star in WWE period right now.
So my final pushback to that. Your biggest stars need other stars to feud with in order to be interesting.
But again, she doesn't have.
This is why they're going to stretch this feud for like 3 months.
But my thing is, okay, you put it back on Rhea. Same thing. What does she do? Not a thing.
Destroy every single woman on the roster week by week.
But we've seen that already.
No,
She's
you've
done
right.
that.
You're
So
right.
you're just repeating it.
Okay, but then what does she do then?
She ain't defended though.
When she's done with
She ain't
Liv, what
defended
then?
like that.
What do you mean? This is the most Liv has been interesting since. They have literally
you're right.
Made another
She's a good
star.
character. She's a terrible champion.
Yeah.
The first 6 months.
It's Triple H's fault, bro. It's really Triple because he just does not know how to book this fucking title. Every time someone has this title outside of Becky, it's always linked to Dominic Mysterio and Judgment Day bullshit. She's the only one who didn't have Judgment Day bullshit surround her title.
Well,
I think her in the Judgment Day is the only thing that really makes it interesting.
It's true. It's
No,
right.
for sure. And I've said this, and people like to mix up, like, create narratives in their head because I think she's a bad champion. I hate storytelling. I love storytelling. That's the one thing I value in wrestling above all else when it comes to, like, how great a match or a feud is the story that you tell. But as a champion, the championship reign as the Women's World Championships never felt important. It's literally just a prop. Like I said it, the fourth most important part of this feud is that championship. First is Dominic, then is the Judgment Day, then it's Rhea and Rhea's shoulder, and then it's the world title. Like it's literally just a prop. It's literally a prop. It has never been anything more unless Becky was holding it.
And here's
But
my
can
thing.
you really say Triple H's
Even
fault
before
though?
that, in Rhea's
He
reign,
books it.
if we remember Rhea's reign,
He comes out at the beginning of the show.
I'm gonna even start from Rhea.
It was saved by Nia Jax.
Yeah, Nick said it best. Because if we start from when she won the Rumble, that build with Charlotte, ass horrible. Match amazing, Great job. After that, Rhea Ripley literally did 0.
To be fair, Rhea's best match was against Natalia.
She feuded with Natalia, did nothing.
Oh, Natalia?
They had the fatal
her best title
five-way.
defense was against Natalia.
They had the fatal 5-way. Nia,
Becky.
Nia, kind of showed that, okay, maybe I don't suck anymore.
I don't know if I agree.
Did the Raquel thing, did the Nia thing, did the Becky thing. Right? Beat Becky. Great job. Right? She got hurt, which was the best. Got hurt, which was the best thing that could have happened, because then you had the ability to make Liv Morgan actually be a credible star. Because when they were first feuding, nobody thought Liv Morgan was finna win that match.
It's crazy.
Yes. So now you find it. Look, we never want injuries to happen, but blessings in disguise can come from this.
Yeah.
You have a blessing in disguise with Liv Morgan actually being interesting that people can get behind as like a sneaky, cheeky, ultimate opportunist type heel.
I'm gonna
Take
be real
advantage
with
of
you
that.
on the end of that. The main reason I want Liv to get to lose the title is because I'm sick of hearing her speak on the mic every single week.
That's not gonna change. That's not gonna change. That's not gonna change.
Please just
That's not gonna change.
Wait.
That's exactly why I think her and Dom
heel,
together all the way to Mania.
As a heel, she's gotten much better.
I don't know if I agree.
I will say this: her promos are still average at best, but it's just the way she talks. But she's a heel. I don't like hearing her talk, and she's a heel. So I mean, it works because I think her delivery and the way she talks is annoying, but she's a heel, so it works.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more the fact that she might as well be stood in the ring every week with a sheet of paper and the microphone reading it off the fucking script. It doesn't feel real.
That's everybody.
She does great in the
backstage.
backstage.
I don't think that's everybody.
Yeah.
I think
That's not everybody.
That's a lot of people.
That's not everybody.
Not everybody. That's a lot of people.
It's
and
no one that's in the main title picture is like that.
90% of your women's roster is reading off of paper. That's what they sound like. The only one.
Aaliyah did it live on television.
That's crazy. Yeah.
The
only people that are Rhea, Becky, Bianca.
That's
and
it.
And Io and Asuka when they're speaking in Japanese.
Yeah, when they're speaking Japanese, they be cooking. They be cooking when they speak in Japanese.
Yeah, when they speak in Japanese, I be locked in.
I don't know what they say, but they cooking.
They locked in.
I love when they get the stuff.
Oh, they say baka.
Okay. When they give her mic time.
Hey, Bailey also. But like, I'm not gonna lie. Nia Jax, she's gotten better, but she's nothing
She's
crazy.
still mid on the mic, yeah.
Tiffany Stratton, I feel like her delivery got worse when she got to the main roster because they
Somehow,
don't know how to book
Probably
that.
it's more control. It's more controlled.
More controlled as opposed to NXT was a little bit more free reign. Lyra's cool, but they don't do nothing with her.
Yeah, Lyra's a shame.
Some people just don't like her accent.
You know
Kevin
what I mean?
Dunn.
They do the same thing to Becky, bro. People are like, Becky's promos aren't good.
90% of your women's roster.
Becky's accent isn't really that
We've already seen the deal with Rhea. Bianca and Jade are the tag champions. They're going to hold that till Mania. So that's not a world title you can do. Charlotte, we say, when she get back, and when she wins that world title, everybody's going to cheer. And then we got to actually build stories.
I mean, if it's against Liv,
Yeah, they're
No,
going
I
to
think
cheer.
she's going to SmackDown.
Because Mo,
Can I
cheered.
It'd be pretty cool.
Mo, they cheered when she beat Ronda. And then the next night,
as we should have. Ronda was a terrible champ.
And then the next night, she came out and cut a promo, and everybody was already off of it.
Because she's not a good promo.
Exactly. That's my point.
It's before that because she tapped out before the 1-2. She gave up before the pinfall though. It's like that was
is no. I said Charlotte when she beat Ronda.
I thought you were talking about Liv.
No. When Charlotte beat Ronda, everybody.
Charlotte.
Next night.
Oh yeah, of course, because they honestly didn't want Ronda.
Who cheered?
They didn't want Ronda to be champ, so I mean, Charlotte was
when they beat Ronda.
Charlotte champion.
Oh, you talking about that New Year's special, whatever?
Because we couldn't stand Ronda, bro.
I didn't give a crap.
Also brought up a good point.
Ronda was so bad.
Charlotte Andrade's on SmackDown, so we can.
Well, yeah, I was going to say this is going to be a point I was going to make. Charlotte's not coming back and going to Raw. She's going to SmackDown, and she's going to beat Nia for the title this year.
Tiffy gonna cash in.
We'll
get that Charlotte Tiffy match.
We move Andrade to Raw.
Again? Yeah, we love to see it.
Let's move on to Raw real quick.
And then for Charlotte to win that
I
shit.
think
Put
Charlotte
him back with Zelina.
Move him to Raw, bro. Move him to Raw, and then Charlotte can come back.
And
to
get
Raw.
rid of the LWO. That crap sucks, man.
The LWO is going
That shit
nowhere
cooked, bro.
anytime
That shit is
soon.
cooked.
The
It
LWO
was
is going to
cooked when
be
they
here.
brought them shirts back.
Unless Rey Mysterio
Hey,
retires
not
permanently,
Rey.
LWO is staying.
Someone
I
take
don't know
that left knee.
The LWO is not meant to be anything right
That left knee, bro.
The only thing people care about in the LWO is Ray, but no one cares about Ray anymore because
We only
he's
care
boring.
about Ray because he's Ray. That's it.
It's just Ray. Yeah.
He's a legend. That's it.
LWO is not going anywhere until he goes. Once he goes, the LWO.
They're just together just to be together for something. You know what I mean?
Hey, honestly, guys, this is my.
They should have Santos fully take it over, bro.
Santos
Yeah.
isn't doing
Hey,
it.
that's like Legado.
They're giving it to Dragon
Santos
Lee.
Escobar. Okay.
Honestly,
Dragon Lee will take
guys,
over the LWO when it's done.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sign off here. I appreciate you guys for coming through for the open mic episodes. Thank you guys for coming on, man. For people who didn't get to join this time, I know because I kept getting the notification saying that the room was full and everything. So I do apologize that we didn't get to include everybody on here because I know a lot of people want to join and stuff like that too. But we'll try to get as many people on here as we can next time. You only can fit so many people on here. So appreciate you guys for coming through. Thanks for the guests coming on, for the ones that were on here before, for the ones coming on here now. Thank you guys for coming on, man. Make sure you guys have a good one. Stay tuned next week when we talk a little bit of WrestleMania stuff. There's gonna be a little interesting stuff next week. A lot of the topics and debates what we do next week. So be on the lookout for that. And make sure y'all guys subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all have a good one.
I need Moose versus Obafemi.
Bring back